Oh, okay, I found it. I was like, why isn't this popping up? There we got that. Edit. No. Thumbnail. Thank you. All right, we got that. We got that.
A one-button auto rotation? Wait, what? Breaking news. Is implementing a rotation assistant? Wait, what? Single button assistant?
Welcome to a special edition of WoWcast, where we're going to talk about a patch 11.1.7 feature, and then a broader discussion about add-ons in World of Warcraft in general. I'm Dratnos, World of Warcraft.
Or do you actually press the one button?
That will, no matter what DPS spec you're playing, highlight the recommended next ability given your current energy, what's going on around you, and so forth. One extra thing that we're also going to do, which maybe goes a bit beyond
No, this
what
isn't
the
April
add-ons
Fools.
can do, is also have a one-button version of that, where there'll be
Okay, so you can get it to highlight the thing so you like know what to press, but you can also just get single button assistance where you just press one button.
Oh my god! Single button assistant.
like a keybind that if you just want almost an auto rotation,
So you get to play the game with a garage door opener now.
opt into that, and it will just automatically cast the next recommended ability in the sequence. There'll be a small GCD penalty associated with that, but we want to make sure that this is for accessibility purposes, that it's there for people who maybe just honestly aren't interested in the gameplay of like mastering their spec. They want to explore Azeroth and experience the story, and the mechanics kind of get in the way of that sometimes. This should be for them. Ideally, this is not a tool where someone is like being told by their raid leader to stop trying to DPS manually.
Like 100% people are going to be told to stop and to DPS with the auto one button.
Oh my god.
This is not a tool where someone is like being told by their raid leader to stop trying to DPS manually and just turn on the one button mode to meet some DPS check. That we want to give you the tool.
Well, of course they would be. No, of course. Ian's wrong. So no, because, okay, so this is what would happen, right? Is that...
Graph.
So the red line is the artificial one-button DPS. And this is manual. So if you are inside of this area here, you will be told by your raid leader, just turn on the one-button mode, stop trying to play the game yourself. And if you're not in this mode and you're over here, you're going to be told to do it yourself. How does he do the? How the fuck? Like, these are the best players that have played the game for 20 years. How the fuck do you guys not see this obvious graph?
Aspen sees everything in graphs.
What the hell is going on?
Kind of true though.
This is crazy.
Manually and just turn on the someone that sometimes. This should be for them. Ideally, this is not a tool where someone is like being told by their raid leader to stop trying to DPS manually and just turn on the one button mode to meet some
absolutely will be.
He's like, yeah, no, this is gonna be
DPS check. That we want to give you the tools to kind of.
I remember I even did this with my mom because she was like, I don't know how to DPS. I say, okay, hit Starfire. After you're done hitting Starfire, hit it again. Just do that. And yes, the best Moonkin rotation was more complex than that. But her interpretation of that rotation was worse than her just spamming Starfire. So I just had her spam Starfire. And everything was fine. Yeah, bro, I invented this in 2009.
Go through that organic progression naturally.
Great. But so the rotation assist doesn't come with a penalty or anything like that. That's just we're going to show you what your next button is.
Exactly.
Right.
It's very similar to the Hakili add-on. It's kind of reflecting, just the latest kind of established theory crafting, and it's something that we would continue to update, with spec changes and class changes over time. Ideally, it all born out of the idea that we've seen a valuable tool that players feel like they should be looking outside the game to download, and we'd rather just reduce the barriers to that and make it available to everyone.
This game is so lost, it's actually insane. It's actually crazy to me that we are even in this position. It is so cooked that I can't even believe it. So why don't we try to employ a little bit of higher level thinking here? If the problem is that you need an add-on to play your character, maybe you should make characters easier to understand and play. Have you ever thought about that? That maybe you don't need 50,000 fucking buttons and rotations and pop-ups and, special, that's it. So basically, they're creating a problem, and now they have to solve the problem that they've created. It's just insane. It's basically like all Blizzard had to do was make a wheel, but they couldn't do a wheel. They had to make a hoverboard. In order to make a hoverboard, you have to have the right kind of wood. And then then you need a seatbelt for the hoverboard because sometimes people can fall off the hoverboard. And what if the hoverboard goes too fast? Okay, well, you have to have a speed limiter on the hoverboard. And then on top of that, what are you going to use for fuel? How much is the fuel going to cost for the hoverboard? And we're doing all of this stuff instead of just thinking about how to make a wheel. It is crazy the amount of gymnastics that they're going through in order to appease these top 0.001% players that play the game as a job instead of making the game better for everybody. This needless, unnecessary complexity that can only be basically responded to with further needless, unnecessary complexity and weird systems that simply remove gameplay from the game. It's insane. How the fuck did this happen?
Okay, yeah, because there's two parts to it, right? Like the advanced is, I want to really go into this, is the one button thing, but that's not necessarily everyone that's going to use this. Like, I think this game, especially new players getting into it, there's a lot going on within a particular class, and you can be a little lost trying to figure out exactly what I should be pressing. So even just using it as...
Then shouldn't you address that problem rather than introduce a solution to remove it? I think that's a design problem. If a person can't easily understand how to play their character in a video game, maybe that's a problem with the way the game is designed. Duh.
As a guide to start learning your class and move off of it eventually, but just having a base understanding of what actually should I be doing at a base level.
If I play Retail WoW again, I'm 100% just using this button. I'm putting it on spacebar too.
Of this.
That's really exactly the motivation on our end. I mean, especially with warbands and War Within, we see lots and lots more alts, and leveling is pretty quick. You got a bunch of Warbound until equipped gear that you're passing over to a new character, and just jumping into their full rotation when you never played the spec seriously before can be a pretty serious undertaking. And for some people, this may be enough for them, and that's fine too. But we recognize that there's so much. WoW has such a high skill ceiling that just recommend.
Why?
Because you made it like that.
for these people that you constantly talk to that are these people play your game as a job. And you're
Even the people that don't play the game as a job act like it's a job.
constantly listening to
I like RuneScape a little bit. I like it better. I like RuneScape better though, because I played both.
them on how to maintain that complexity. This is so distorted, it's unreal.
What the next ability is isn't going to really remove that or fully solve that. There's still the muscle memory that you need to form, and then all of the nuances of, like, we might have a recommendation for a rotation that makes sense if you're fighting a target demi, you're fighting patchwork, but when you need to plan around the fact that you're going to have to move in 4 seconds, that's a whole different, like, layer of skill that
Hey, Mr. David.
still rests with players.
Yeah, I know when I'm trying to, play a new spec for the first time or haven't played it in years, it often feels like I've got like a 30-minute checklist of, okay, I got to set up my keybinds, got to make sure, oh, this ability's changed since 2 expansions ago.
They're so close. They're so close. They almost understand. You're so fucking close to solving the problem.
I got to rebind that, and then I got to go and read some guides and figure out how all my new rotation works, and oh, here's how the new set bonus works, so I get...
What? What? Did someone TP my house? Oh, not my room. I was thinking like behind me.
see it being really nice to just have a...
Maybe.
So it would be really nice to just have a button that just does everything for you. Why not make it easier so you don't need the button? Like, what the fuck is it? This is...
This is a way to jump into some content to do with your friends and have it work out nice and easily.
Is that right?
One thing that jumps out to me is that a lot of the content I'd want to do would be like delves or keys. And in either of those cases, there's a lot of AoE.
Yeah.
Is this going to have a, are we going to detect whether we're fighting 3 targets, 5 targets, and is it going to cast my Arcane Explosion instead of my Arcane Blast, or
it should be
is it
able
just
to.
always going to be a single target?
It's not just single target. There is, some sense of, how many enemies are within your range, in front of you, etc. And so that will affect the recommendations. Again, the goal is not optimal. The goal is...
Imagine if you TP'd my house. That'd be wild. It would be so fun. It would just play RuneScape. And be like I was like 10 years old again.
It's not like this is gonna, okay, everyone's always gonna get perfect parses and so forth going forward. But as a baseline, this should be, it should be useful the same way that many, many people find Hakila useful today. And really, like, a lot of this building on the foundations of the cooldown manager.
This game is so cooked, it's actually insane. I'm looking. You know what? Real ones remember this. It's the same one. It's the same one. God, this is unbelievable.
That just came out in 11.5 kind of reflects us hearing.
I have no idea what that
telling
means.
us that they feel like they need to seek out these third-party resources just to play the game at like.
Yo, his reactions. And he's acting like that because, like, all they're doing is explaining why their game is really hard and why, like, they had to create something to fix their game that was really hard instead of just fixing the game. It's like a band-aid. Or a one-button band-aid. Yo, our game's too hard, so instead of, like, making it better, we're just gonna give you all a one-button rotation. Like, what? He's like, they're so close. They almost have it. They're right there.
You know what this is like? This is like watching an advertisement for one of those scam phone games where it's like a guy with a machine gun is moving back and forth, and one of them says add 100 and it says subtract 1. And then he goes into the one that says subtract 1 and he dies. It's like, it's so easy. It's so everybody can see what you're supposed to do.
A baseline effective level in competitive content, and us asking, like, is that where we want the game to be in the long term, and what can we do to build in native solutions to many of these problems?
Like the base construct of it, there is a, this will help you learn what you're supposed to do if you are new. And then there is a, hey, I don't want to be the best player at this game. That's totally fine. I play it for a different reason. I want to collect things. I want to like understand the story. I want to quest. I want to level, right? And I don't want to feel like I can go into any content and I just don't really know what I'm doing. I feel anxious about that. Like you have the ability to just be like, okay, well at least Blizzard's got me. You know, I can have something at a base level where I can press one button and just kind of hang out and play the game. I have one question.
I feel like in an old school RuneScape, it would be like if you were trying to get into like PvP, but you weren't really good at it, so they just made a one button prayer switch. So like if you hit that prayer, it just switched to whatever prayer that the other person was using. I feel like that would be kind of like what this is like. Except it still doesn't really make sense because World of Warcraft just has like too many key bindings. You have like 50 key bindings walking around on one character. Like, why?
About the actual rotational thing. So is that going to like change with talents? So like, let's say, is it going to work off the base talent build, or let's say you select a talent that now moves a AoE button into your single target rotation? Is it going to be smart enough or planned to be smart enough to incorporate a bunch of different potential talent builds?
The goal is that it's aware of your talents, and the logic is conditional based on what you do or don't have.
Yeah, I bet they're gonna use AI. I'm just kidding. I really
Talented.
How is it that you guys don't get this? I
like the decent players are gonna be manually casting their spells, but anyone that's below decent at the game, they're gonna be told to use the one button rotation, and then they're never gonna get good at the game. Well, I mean, I guess you would if you stared at the one button and like, oh, this is what I need to use next. This is what I need to use next. But like, chances are you're probably not trying to work that hard.
This is honestly, when will WoW players stop eating shit?
Never.
Listen, if Blizzard needs, all right,
they want to
I will take a month off of my stream and I'll fix the game. Okay. I have to be able to stream a period of time, but I'll fix the game. And you're not going to like what I do, but I'm going to fix it. Just give me autoplay. The thing is that here is the paradox of autoplay. If a game requires autoplay, why do you have gameplay that's so meaningless that people don't even want to do it? That's the same problem here. And ironically, a Korean MMO figured this the fuck out with Throne and Liberty. It's like aim assist. Yes, pay to autoplay. Well, yeah, I mean, listen, I have an E6 S5 fucking Acheron in Star Rail, okay? Like, I couldn't afford my car because I bought that character. So I understand it. But at the same time, this is a garbage Chinese gotcha, trash, pay-to-win piece of shit game. I expect more out of World of Warcraft.
As with, this is going to be something.
And the Star Rail, here's the best part. Who here thinks the Star Rail autoplay is going to be better than this? Everybody knows it.
Continues to evolve. We may not have every single possible permutation accounted for in the version that we roll out with.
Yes.
But it should still be very useful in that form to everyone, and we'll just get refined from there.
Right.
Similar to the cooldown manager that we know is like, that is a first take at this. We have plans to add much more customization, much more functionality to that over time as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a really exciting feature individually. The thing that's most exciting to me is in the broader context of the cooldown manager, of all these other edit mode changes that have come out. You know,
I'm just going to say it. I think people like this are ruining the game. I think that these hyper elitist, super uber 1% players are in the ears of Blizzard, constantly pushing for them to make the game more complex, design the game around Mythic, and this is not the way a game should.
Oh yeah, if anyone wants to watch the full screen, I'm streaming both ways on YouTube.
Be made. You shouldn't be making a video game, listening and consulting with people like this. And the problem, why is the solution to this not removing these complexities in the first place? It's because people like this keep begging them not to, because their entire fucking career is based off of it. That's it. The reason why this problem exists is because of the premise that you need all of these people to somehow, for some reason, go and, be professional WoW players. This is what it's all about. It's indirect sabotage. It is. The game is designed around these hyper-serious, super professional players, and everybody else has to play a worse version of the game because of it. That's the truth. Blizzard should never be listening to these people. World of Warcraft is not a competitive game. It's just not. Stop trying to make it a hyper-complex, omega competitive game, and just simply make the game fun to play, easy to understand, and intuitive to learn. These sweats kill every fucking game. And Blizzard has let these people infest and ruin the game ever since Cataclysm. Ever since Cataclysm, they kept making the game harder and harder and harder and more and more and more complex. And I think that they have done so much damage to the game. It doesn't help anybody. It's awful. It's not fun. Really, it's just simply not fucking. Cata was 100% the cutoff. Yes, they killed casual playing. They did. Because these are people that their job is being good at the game. So they will always want the game to maintain those different skill gap differences in ceilings so they can maintain that level of superiority over other players. That's it. Sweats ruin every fucking game. If Blizzard wanted to fix this, they would remove half of the fucking buttons, at least. They would remove half of the
At
effects.
least.
Why the fuck do you have Polymorph and Hex? Why do you have Horrify and Fear? What the hell is wrong with you? What are you, retarded? The fuck is this? This complexity is so unnecessary. It's so meaningless. And it's just confusing, it's weird, it's hard to understand, it makes the game completely unapproachable, and it's like these people have never played anything else other than World of Warcraft, and I know that's not true. I know Dratnos and Max have played other games, but these people are actively making the game worse by making sure that it retains this competitive edge that is killing it.
there was a time 5 years ago in WoW where if you were just getting into the game, there was an intimidating list of these are the add-ons that you need, and if you're not using these, you're kind of worse, right? Like you're noticeably worse if you can't track.
You're so close. You are so close. Oh my god.
Like they're almost identifying.
99% of the way there.
Your group member's major cooldown, right? Like you're worse at Mythic Plus than somebody who is, right? And it seems like the goal that has been accomplished with a lot of these things that have been coming into the base UI is you can use those add-ons if you want, but we now have a native way to the game where you don't have to get an add-on.
That is pretty much exactly our long-term philosophical goal here, right? Like, add-ons are amazing.
Fuck!
You just shouldn't have to have an add-on.
Oh God, man! Why does this happen? Why did they do this to my game, man? This is the end? It's not the end. It was the end years ago. I haven't mauled it out about WoW in months, man. It's been months. I've been clean. And this had to bring me back in. Does anybody even like what are people saying about? They're all happy? Thanks for coming to our tour. A lot of people have a lot of passion for the game and that comes to an interview. Oh, fuck. It's dead. It's dead. They're killing it. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, fuck. It's over, guys. It's over. The game's dead. Check McConnell's DMs.
Games.
Honestly, McConnell messaged me something the other day. It made me sad. I didn't even respond back to it. It did. It made me really sad. I'm gonna show it real quick. This is gonna fuck y'all up real quick. I'm gonna screenshot it.
Holy fuck, there it is!
Yes, dude. There it fucking is, dude.
Azeroth champion.
Boys, I better see some fucking Twitch Primes in chat right now.
Holy shit, man.
This is a big, big fucking deal.
Oh.
Huge.
I've been working at this for a long time. Now you can delete BFA? I guess so. Thank you. Holy shit, that's all. God damn, yo, boys. Yo, thank you. God, what the fuck? Thank you, boys, so much. This is one of the main...
The things that the community has done over the last 20 years to allow people to experience different aesthetics, different functionality, have information available at their fingertips, like, that is a huge part of WoW's success, and we don't question or want to undermine that for a moment. At the same time, like, as you said, ideally it is about what do you want? How do you prefer to have things presented to you? And not what do you have to do? What is a group mate or raid leader or whatever telling you you must download? Or if you ask people, how can I get better? I'm really struggling at this. The first answer shouldn't be, well, download this add-on, this add-on, and this add-on, otherwise you're doing it wrong. Because that's starting to get into that mandatory place, whether we like it or not. So yeah, I think, you know, longer term, these initiatives kind of fit into part of...
No, it's not a joke. This is the... No, this is what they're doing.
You know, how we're thinking about...
This makes me feel like I'm actually mad. No, I'm gonna say it right now. I'm actually mad.
Oh, Rockababa with $10. Thank you so much, man.
Of add-ons and WoW. You know, as
They're
we all
the
agree,
game.
today, there is a sense that if you want to really be the best you can, if you want to play competitive content, there are certain add-ons that are required, that are simply going to improve your success over not having them, period.
I have no idea, to be honest. I don't even have it.
We
I'll look
would
it up,
like
though.
to get away from that being the case. I think I'd love to see a WoW one day where, you know, you can still...
You were the game director.
customize the aesthetic look of your UI. You can have information and quest helpers and all the other things that you might want to have to make your experience a bit more seamless. But that at the end of the day, when you're in competitive content, when you're queuing up for a rated PvP match, when you're going into a high key, when you're trying to get a first kill on a raid boss, there isn't the sense that you are, just holding yourself back if you're not using specific tools.
I know.
We know that there's a lot of work to do to get to a place where that could be the reality. The first steps really are going to be continuing to build up the just right out of the box functionality that World of Warcraft offers to shrink.
The first.
Oh, yeah, so it's in your settings. If you go to settings and type in tasks, it'll say combat achievement task failure. And if you check that, I guess it'll, when enabled, you'll be notified when you fail combat achievement task. So. When enabled, you'll when you recomplete a combat achievement. Yeah, so failure. Complete achievement task failure.
This is not good for your mental health. I just... Have you ever thought what's going to happen with bots for this change? It doesn't matter. Bots will always be able to do things. It's not good for blood pressure. They'll never ban add-ons because it patches up shitty design.
Shrink that gap. But at the same time, I think we're aware that at the very end of this...
Oh. I forgot I wasn't on here. It's right here. I thought you were watching my screen the whole time, and then I was like, oh wait, the YouTube video.
Process, we probably are going to have to rein in some of the functionality that add-ons currently have to do like real-time in-combat problem solving specifically, where it's like automating, coordination.
This is just like, this is the easiest, most fucking obvious answer. Yes, you don't want add-ons that calculate things. You don't understand that add-ons that calculate things and add-ons that increase your awareness of things are the same thing, because both of them affect the amount of mental RAM that you're using. And so if you have an add-on that changes your awareness, it tells you when something is happening. That's not that much different than an add-on.
I like that he said mental RAM. That's funny.
That can...
I have, yeah, I got like 8 gigs of mental RAM.
calculate who...
It's like, it's not bad. It's not great though.
goes in what hole and when. The reason why is because both of these are active decision-making things that you're...
Barack Obama was $20. Yo, thank you so much, man. Shit, that's $30. Thank you so much.
Doing...
Oh, thank you for always helping.
during the fight.
Yo, you're not even a noob. You do freaking, you raid.
Like, this is it's all this what hole. No, it's the Mythic Jailer, right? Is the example I was thinking of.
Communication in ways that are always going to be better.
So, like, here's the solution. Stop making fights like Mythic Jailer.
It won't let me like it. I wonder if they changed it to where you can't like your own.
Fucking duh. There's a reason why every other fucking MMO says
Everybody
that
in
add-ons
chat.
are cheating.
Oh, you can.
It's crazy.
Then anything the UI can natively provide you as long as they remain possible.
Yeah, so that moves us into like raid
Excuse me.
bosses where I don't want to name any names, but there are people who have optimized a little bit of their own fun out of the game sometimes.
You and Misbehaving are like half of my. You're like half of what I make on YouTube. It's so-
Who is it? Who is it? Who's doing it? Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. Everything's fine. It's not. Look. It's just a game, right? It's just a game. It's just a game.
Yo, I'm glad I figured that out though, so that'll be good for top. I never knew about that either. I was like, how do people see whenever they fail tasks, their combat tasks?
And I spent 20 years playing this fucking game. 20 fucking years playing this shit. And it's been taken over by these professional sweats that want to ruin a game that millions of people used to love. And in a lot of cases, still do love.
I feel like that's why a lot of people like Classic too. Because like Classic's way simpler. You don't have 700,000 key bindings and rotations. It's usually just like 3 or 4 buttons and thing.
Because of their bullshit.
I don't know where any of them might be sitting. They could be anywhere. They could be in this room with us.
Hey man, I am the like number
They
one.
are in the room with you. There's 3 of them.
Let's just YOLO this. Let's just
Right.
do.
Alexa, stop. Why would you play that? Bro. Some like horror movie music just started playing through my Alexa. It was like dun, dun. And then it'd stop and it'd do it again. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Help me.
Let's just do the fight. Let's make it work.
I've been watching too many body cam footage things. I'm in like horror movie mode.
And then sometimes it gets to, let's try to make something that could be 95% successful, 100 or 99, right?
That actually scared me. I don't know why.
And there's a lot of frustration with the tech involved with that. I would definitely be, I think a lot of the rating community would be pretty for that. You know, I think a well-designed mechanic that the game giving you enough.
To be fair, you did help contribute to the hyper mid-maxing of the game. You're right. If you're watching the react, there's 4 people. No, you're absolutely right. And this is the best part, is like, I was the problem. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I'm just going to say it. Who was the problem? Me. I was the problem. That's it.
Information to solve this on your own realistically. A lot of the times the community will just use one because it's like what everyone else uses, it gets you in the same place. But if that doesn't exist and the game is giving you that information, it's objectively better, right?
And even if you are doing it very well,
Is it objectively better to get raid information from native you?
manually, it's always going to be better to do it perfectly in a competitive situation. I mean, having watched, your raid leading, for example, over many, many years over the race to world first, like years ago, you would call much more stuff verbally.
Very
like
true.
going back to
Race to world first. Like, how is this even on their radar? How is this even being discussed? It's like 50 people. This is so. I can't believe. How is it?
Like I feel like they should be discussing like how this is going to be used in like Raid Finder. nobody in Raid Finder is gonna actually use their spells. I bet the raid would go so much smoother too. Like, and then that's a no there's so many problems.
This is happening to me. Max is going to say Asmon doesn't play the game anymore? Exactly.
Same white shirt from 2011. Nah, it's too clean. He got a new pack. He had to have got a new pack. He's probably been wearing the same white shirt for a few weeks, you know?
Exact. That's the point. There's way more people that have quit the game than are playing it.
True that.
The Legion, BFA era, whereas nowadays it seems like if there is something you're calling repeatedly on attempts, the first thing you're doing is asking if, hey, can we automate this and get me out of the business of talking, which seems like it might be less enjoyable for you as a raid leader.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, if we're talking about that, I could talk all day about that. Yeah. No, I mean, I felt like you certainly.
Yeah, his face like every time, bro. He's like, why are you guys discussing Race the World First high-end rating?
Certainly had more of an impact when you had the ability to, influence the fight more. But the reality is just getting some way to automate it for your players is just better. It is funny. Like when I do that now,
They're so close, man.
I think, what else can I be doing with my time? I could be like looking at other ways to optimize, and it's purely for the sake of getting better. So yeah, for my own enjoyment, yeah, that's sweet. Let's do that. I'm trying to wonder.
It's like they were trying to figure out the problem, and then they were like right at the problem. It was like they were driving a car at the problem, and then like this was the problem. And then, like, right before they hit the problem, they just took, like, a straight, like, just, like, veered. And then, like, did something like, what? We're gonna...
Wonder also about those kind of mechanics. So, like, what bosses have existed in my head, I think in the past...
Like, they could have, like, one of the easiest, simplest things I feel like they could have done is just take the 70 key bindings that you normally have and like half it. That would make way more sense than a one button rotation.
Couple years, there's not many, but have been defined by when we're progressing this boss, we feel like maybe we're progressing a week.
How are you listening to people that are playing the game as a job in the best guild in the world and getting feedback on how you need to design the bosses based off of that?
Like, this dude knows every single spell that every single class casts. You know what I mean? Like, most people don't. Most people don't even know the spells that their own class casts.
Doing this.
Aura, something like Brood Twister or Echo of Neltharion or Jailer maybe was one of the first ones, right? And those mechanics, I feel like, could not have been done or probably would have been nerfed without weak auras or having that effectiveness of that reduced. What do you do as a fight designer now? Do you I know you're obviously like really passionate about raiding. You've raided for a really long time. What do you have to avoid those kind of assignment mechanics? Are there things in game you can...
Does this differ from your elitist videos from years ago? You were the sweat? Of course! Do you think the Race to World First, MDI, and esports for Blizzard are affecting the situation? Absolutely they are. Absolutely. The problem is that the game is built around a very small subset of hyper hardcore players, and it's built around maintaining their relevancy and maintaining some form of difference between them and the average player. So the game is handicapped and hamstrung in order to maintain these artificial skill gap differences. I'll be right back. All right. Here we go.
Used to like naturally sort out those things? Like, do you give more time for the mechanics? Like, like, do you have to stray away from assignments in general because the community has just, whether you like it or not, has like trained themselves to have something solve that for them? Do you have to like go back
It's
into like a more simple
fault.
version of that? Do you find other ways to make fights difficult? There's obviously a bunch of ways to do that.
The way we design encounters has been influenced in significant ways by the way players use add-ons. I know, the community sometimes speculates that, oh, this was built.
Obviously. So you have the entire game that's being designed. Like, it's just, this game is so lost, bro.
It was like in the beginning, a few people used add-ons, and then the rest of the player base didn't. And then so they started making bosses geared more towards the players that were using add-ons. So then the people that weren't using add-ons had to get add-ons, or they were visibly worse at doing that boss. And then the problem just like has persisted over the past forever years.
Like, it's so lost, and there's so many problems. Like, I don't know if it's ever going to change or improve or anything. Like, like, how are you designing the game for add-ons? Like, it's just unreal. Vanilla's the only good version left. I don't understand. That needs a reset? Why? So they could put this into base game? No, the problem is, I think WoW does need a reset, but the same people that are making WoW 1 are going to make WoW 2, and it's going to be the same problems with the same game. That's the issue.
Clearly to require an add-on. I can say that's never the case. No encounter designer is ever sitting around saying, all right, we're going to make this mechanic, and then players will write this weak order to solve it this way. All right, mission accomplished, let's ship the boss.
This is a super long video. I'm not going to go through the entire
It is a long video. Yeah, I played WoW for like, I don't know. It was never really consistent. It was always like, expansion would come out, do the raid. I would pretty much get heroic. I would get at least a heroic clear on most raids from like Mist Pandaria to like Legion. I didn't play BFA. Actually, I can't say I did. I did play BFA, but I didn't raid. I didn't raid until like, I didn't actually raid, I don't think, until Legion. And then I raided until Dragonflight, and then stopped. Or like, wait, no, I played Dragonflight. I think I did the first raid in Dragonflight, and that was the last thing I did. It was like they just kept making the game worse, and I was like, fuck, dude, what do I, like, what's it do? And then you get freaking, my problem was always like, you would always get to a point, like, either in Mythic raiding or, I would always get to a point in either in Mythic raiding or in like plus 15 or higher keys, to where like you would get to that point and it's like, what am I even doing? Like, I'm going through these 45-minute to like hour-long dungeons to get my score higher for a key that's gonna reset, and the whole, like, this whole system's gonna reset in 4 months. We're gonna have to farm the gear again. I don't know. I was just like, bro. But it's always fun in the beginning until I get to that point. Yeah, I remember the auction house with the mailbox and everything you need. I remember playing whenever they came out with that. And then they came out with one that you could buy or something, like, like you could get it in the game. You could only get it in the game from like doing something or spending gold or whatever, but then they made it to to where you could buy it. Was that right? Like from the store?
Thing. I pretty much just want to look at the beginning, but like this is crazy for me. Potty C on tour.
Yeah, the long boy. And then they put it in the store, like you just buy it with cash.
Native replacements for weak auras. We're 100% gearing up for console launch. Raid frames
Yeah.
need a major overhaul.
That was whenever a bunch of people had like a big problem with it.
I just, dude.
Yeah, Barack Obama's a hero, man.
How is this happened, man? Did you react to the auto rotation they're adding? Yeah, I reacted to it. I think that the auto rotation in this game.
I think there's a meme that's like, we gonna be eating good tonight, boys. We eating the ramen with the cup instead of the bag.
Is reminiscent of everything that I
It's
think
like,
is wrong.
damn.
I think that Blizzard has
Or the one my friend used to post one in high school all the time, and he was like, and this was like for real for him, and I didn't understand it because I was like, bro, you gotta stop doing that, like spinning on. Like we worked at the same place, we worked at the same IHOP, and we would both get paid, and dude bro would go eat, he would go eat like, you know, steak and lobster for the first 2 or 3 days, and then by the like by the end of like the second week he's eating water soup.
Constantly created problems and then has to invent solutions in order to get themselves out of the problem that they put themselves in the first place. I think this is just simply another example of Blizzard not understanding and having any way of like intuitively like getting the way that players think. It is more design around the 1%. And I know that it might not make sense to you. You might be like, how's it designed around the 1% if it's accessibility to make everybody play the game? It's simple. It's because the game should be at a baseline to where you don't want to use a one-button rotation. The game shouldn't be designed in a way that it's so complex that you have people defaulting to use an option. You have to program and like fucking AI in an option into the game so it can autoplay your character for you, because there's so many levels of complexity you can't even understand it without 3 different add-ons. Like conduit energy, yeah, that's a perfect example. Blizzard has always had this problem, and I think this is a fundamental problem with WoW. They have always had this problem that they do not understand why the game is good, how players think, and they always try to effectively, instead of actually revert back from decisions, they try to just build in more fail-safes from their bad decisions in the first place. So what's happening is that you have all of these systems that are put in the game that are compounded on each other, and you have all of these different like mechanics and this.
I don't even know if he's here.
Design.
Or still.
Like if I watch the way that these new raids are played, like look at this, like for example, right? I'll just pull up a random WoW stream, okay? Let me see. We'll pull up, and I want you guys to see how ridiculous this is.
Yeah, the GCD is longer, but it's like, it's only slightly longer. So if you're bad at the game, you're still gonna do more DPS by using the 1-button rotation. But then, like, if you actually want to learn the game, it's cool because, the things you can get them to light up for you. You got a headphone on? Are you gonna listen? You gonna listen to the video? You can listen to the video. Yeah.
This is insane.
You hear Asmund?
Really, this is the new raid. This is absolutely crazy. Why is this happening? And that's basic UI. I think that
It like stops for a second.
worse. And so anyway, I think this is really the problem that the game has, is that they constantly make it more and more and more
You hear
complex. And then instead of actually reducing that complexity and moving away from
You
it,
hear that?
instead of that, they just add in ways to avoid the complexity entirely. The problem is the complexity. So if you involve, like, basically, it's like you're building, a river, and now you need to build a bridge to go over the river. You should have never built the river in the first place. The problem is the river. The bridge is a band-aid. And this is the issue that I think this game has, is that there's so much complexity to it. There's so much designed around it. And as I said, I'll be honest, I think it's guys like this that are professional players of the game that want to maintain the race to world first. They want to maintain the complexity of the game because it is their job. You need to stop listening to people that play the game for a living, and you need to start.
I've only done 3 Barrows CAs. I don't even have. That's funny.
Looking at what makes a good experience for a person playing the game. Imagine how shitty Elden Ring would have been if it was designed for people that beat Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 1, Sekiro, and Bloodborne. It wasn't. It was designed for people coming into the franchise and they wanted to play a new game. Every boss is Millennia. Yes, every boss would be Millennia. Isn't that you, though? No, I'm not playing the game as a job. Yeah, no, that's it. You're saying a game shouldn't be optimized for players like yourself? That is absolutely what I am saying. I am absolutely saying do not design the game for the top 1% of sweats, because if you do, they're the only ones who will keep playing it. That's exactly what I am saying. I must not have seen your Elden Ring playthrough. Yeah, just don't raid Mythic, man. Just keep doing Heroic. I don't know. But, like, that's the whole problem that you have. Like, just don't do Mythic. Okay, just don't do the hard content that's really complex, that's rewarding, that gives you the best gear, because we've made it needlessly complex. Why does it need to be that complex as a baseline in the first place? Who decided this? Well, I'll tell you who decided that. Top 0.001% players that need to use this content as a either job or an ego meter so they can feel better about themselves. This is not a good way of designing the game. You guys are coping so hard, you're not the target audience. I know. That's why I stopped playing. Duh. That's exactly what I've said before. That's why I stopped playing.
What is it?
You guys are coping so hard, you're not the target audience. I know.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That's why I stopped playing. Duh. That's exactly what I've said before. That's
why a lot of people stop playing.
My whole point. Yes, that's like, duh. Until the design completely crashes the player base, this will keep going on. I quit Mythic Raiding because I didn't wipe 400 times on one boss after my long day of work. Yes. Destiny 2 had a similar problem because the director is a 1% raider. Look at Yoda's stream right now. He's pushing Mythic. Let me see. Yoda, where's Yoda? I'm not sure really if I can
Stop
find him
biting.
or not. Let me see.
Don't bite me.
Okay. This is crazy. Really, this is insane.
He's just looking. He's just dead staring at me. I love you.
What's really sad is like dislike on the video. Cooked WoW is, my friend. Yeah. Cooked WoW is.
Cooked. It'd be cooked.
I guess this is just the way it is now, guys.
It do being cooked.
I feel like, honestly, the game, I am no longer the target audience for the game. I think this was done partly by Blizzard and partly by me. Obviously, I haven't played WoW, retail WoW, in quite a while. It sounds kind of sad to say because, you know, it used to be like my main game. I used to love retail WoW. I would play it constantly. But nowadays, I just simply don't have the same level of enthusiasm or interest in it anymore. And I think this is one of the really big reasons.
Yeah, it just gets annoying. Like, it's so much fun playing WoW when you go back and you're like, oh, this is so much fun. And you play through, like, one, like, season. And then you have to reset everything and get new gear and do everything all over again. And deal with the same issues you dealt with the last season. And you're like, okay.
Why? And I think it's super sad to see that happen. And
Super sad.
you should attempt to casual play through the max level. Why? I mean, like, I just don't go back to the cave. Yeah, it's boring and lame now. Yeah, I guess so. Bro remembers Burning Crusade. Yeah, I remember Burning Crusade, man. I do. And you just grew up? I didn't grow up. I mean, it's not about growing up. It's just my interest changed and I stopped doing the same thing because I had been doing it for a long time and I wanted to do other stuff instead. It's not even that, but Google WoW Classic.
It's like, there's just like, you can't even say that because old school RuneScape, I don't know. Like, old school RuneScape went in a direction of like, we're going to make the game fun for our players. Whereas World of Warcraft went in the direction of, we're going to make the game fun for our top 1.001% players.
Classic raid UI, literally nothing changed over the years. Yes, it has. There's too many things happening on the screen. You can't tell me that a boss that does 20 different things is the same thing that Cro-Magus is. It's insane. I don't know. I guess this is just another example of me being more certain that I'm no longer the target audience for the game. And as somebody who was a huge fan of the game for years, I'm disappointed in that, and it's frustrating. That's it. That's the way I feel. It's frustrating. It's sad. Yeah, it is. But if they made your changes, would you start playing again? I'd be more likely to. I mean, I don't want to say I'm going to play the same way I used to. Like, I'd probably play sometimes for sure. Like, same as I played Season of Discovery when it came out. But in a general sense, I mean, do I want to go back and play... Do I want to go back and play this game super hardcore forever? No, I don't. But that doesn't mean that it shouldn't be designed that way. Those little screenshots were just memes. Nobody uses 4 different raid frames. Yeah, I think so too. But you have got great memories that involve WoW. It's undeniable. Yeah, I think so. But I just feel like, this problem, this solution, what this tells me is that the game is not going to get better anytime soon. And I understand that there's a lot of people that play retail WoW and they still like retail WoW. They think it's a great game. I'm happy for you. I'm glad you have something that you enjoy. But I just can't get into it. That's all there is to it. I just can't get into it. It's not my thing. And Blizzard's a business. They have to chase the money. I mean, then why are you making it for the 1%? You should make the call. Do not cover WoW anymore until you feel like it's going in the right direction. That's, I mean, like, why do I have to make a call? Like, I'm just going to talk about it if I feel like there's something interesting to talk about and not if there's not. I mean,
You're more heard about Hearthstone? Did they shut that down too? After First it was Dota, and then Hearthstone. It was very sad. More about Hearthstone than Dota, though.
I don't make decisions like that. Like, I don't need to, like, draw lines in the sand with myself all the time. Like, I just do what I feel like doing. So, I don't know, man. Did you hear another Crater Clash fighter dropped out of the event? Yeah, I did, actually. I'll look at that in a minute. It's all Limit Max's fault because he defends weak auras religiously. They need to ban weak auras. So the problem is that they don't understand that weak auras are not the problem. They are a solution to the problem. The solution would not necessarily need to exist if the problem in itself was solved. The problem is that the game is too overly complex, and it doesn't give you the tools to understand what's happening in a way that's digestible for an average person. And it's over-designed to the point that it is a sensory overload for an average player. If people can't understand that, then I don't think that you know what it's like for a new player to get into it. It's palliative solution? Yes, exactly. People use weak auras in Classic too? Yeah, but they don't need to. That's the difference. Everybody will always optimize the fun out of the game, but the difference is that in retail WoW, you basically need to. In Classic WoW, you don't. Isn't it a vicious cycle? It's like over-designed because they expect the weak aura? Yeah, it is. And they're even, like, Ian is even saying this. He's saying that we over-design fights because of weak auras, basically. Like, yes, is encounter design influenced by add-ons? He says, yeah, it is. Okay, well, that's bad. Which makes weak auras the problem? Okay, all right, look, listen, I understand, but, like, I think weak auras are also a problem. But what my point was is that weak auras, at least in retail WoW, are a symptom of a problem. Like, I think they're both problems. Just remove add-on life support? Yeah, I know. Sod has a good model with the hard modes and stuff? I don't know. I haven't, it's just... How's the WoW Reddit taking this? When they got dinars? Oh my god. Nice for Potty C hosts small creators like Ian, official news. These are good foundations, but we need to have add-ons like weak auras frequently updated and rebuilt. Given what their initial version was of the cooldown manage. It's done, bro. It's done. Yep. It's just that's it. That's just the way it is, boys. That's life. Man, people seem pretty positive. Maybe you're wrong. Of course they do. I think of course they do. Because, so this is the reason why. I think that WoW has had a seemingly, like, from every observable metric that I can find in terms of, like, let me look at this, like, for example. Oh, actually, it's because, like, this is a problem primarily with retail. So you can look at, like, Classic and Season of Discovery and Hardcore, etc., and they'd all kind of be lumped into this. So, like, Google Trends probably wouldn't work as a good example for this. But here's what I can say, is that, are they just eating it? Yeah, they're eating the shit. Shorekeeper build? Yeah, I was trying to make the character better. And, yeah, I got the character in Wuthering Waves. But anyway, add-ons are great for Cocomelon Brain. Anyway, what's happened is that, of course, the remaining people that are playing the game want like this because the game's made for them. What my point is that basically, so here's the problem, okay? This is the WoW player base, okay? We're just going to use this as an example. So here's the entire WoW player base. It's the green, okay? The problem is that just a second, sorry. Basically, These are all the people that have already stopped playing the game.
The first thing I read on there was green penis.
And then the remaining people, obviously, a lot of them like it. Some of them might not, but some of them do. What I'm saying about this is that these decisions are just about maintaining this part right here, and they never think about this massive amount of people that have totally been lost by the game. You see kind of what my point is with this is that there's a huge audience of people that have played WoW over the years, and none of these changes and none of these implementations ever bring back new players. They just get old players to not, or sorry, current players to not quit the game. That's it. Myself included, I haven't played for about 6 years. They're writing them off as people whose opinions no longer matter. Exactly. And like basically that's what's happened, is that now the people that are playing the game all the time are the ones whose opinions matter, which in some cases I think makes sense. But the problem is that the result of it is that the entire game now is designed around those people. And as the game becomes increasingly smaller and smaller and smaller, what you're going to have is you're going to have this audience of people. Of course, they're happy about it because they're the only ones that are left, and it's been designed for them in the first place. It sounds like fighting games, Street Fighter, imports modern controls, single button assistant will be amazing for accessibility. That's a totally separate thing. Like, if you were adding this purely for people that had accessibility problems, then I would be completely okay with it. But here's the reality. So, my mom, back in the day, she had accessibility problems. The reason why is because she had really bad eyesight, right? She was old, she had bad eyesight, her hands were fucked up. And she had to quit playing the game seriously in about, really Cataclysm. Cataclysm was the point. The reason why the game isn't accessible is because there are too many things happening at the same time, and it's overwhelming for a person. That's the reason why it happens. Of course, they're catering to people still playing. Why wouldn't they? Well, it's a sub game. Blizzard makes money from the subs. Why would they listen to they haven't played WoW in 6 years? Fuck that game, people. Because there's more people that haven't played WoW in 6 years than are people that are playing WoW right now. That's the reason.
All right, more body cam footage. Woo! All right, so we're gonna. A man reveals horrifying secret in his backyard by EWU Bodycam.
911, where's your emergency?
I killed somebody.
Who did you kill?
I don't want to say right how.
He says this is where he buried the body in here. There's the shovel. He says it's not very deep either.
He was a bad man.
In the late afternoon of July 21st, 2020, dispatchers at Marion County receive a disturbing 911 call. At first, police officers are hesitant to believe the man who claims to have committed a heinous crime. But as officers arrive on the scene, they quickly discover that getting to the bottom of the truth will be no easy task.
Okay, what's your name?
My name's John Wells.
John Wells?
Yes.
It's John Wick. His cousin.
Do you have any type of
I don't have any weapons. I don't have anything. I don't want to. I'm just trying to drink my. I'm not doing anything wrong right now. I'm just.
Sir, I promise you, I'm not accusing you of doing anything wrong whatsoever. I'm just trying to know what my officers are walking into.
The guy's buried here.
You buried the person at your house?
Yes. This is a confession. I'm going peaceful.
Police are soon dispatched to meet with the distraught caller, unaware of what they're about to get themselves into.
We just told you.
The following footage has never been seen before.
He just told you killed someone and buried him in the backyard.
I killed someone.
Okay, where at?
I killed him here.
Here at this house?
Yes.
How long ago?
This was about a couple months ago.
Okay.
Dang.
Who's the person you killed?
I'd rather not see it right now.
Okay, well, that's, how am I gonna know if somebody's missing or what you're saying is true?
Because the person was very estranged and very outlawed.
Where's the person at now?
Out back.
Can I go look? You don't mind?
I don't mind.
John's reluctance to give details about the victim leaves police questioning whether his story is true. So, two officers begin their search of the suspect's backyard.
Anything out of the ordinary, Nick? Huh?
Something was dug up 2 months ago.
No. You saying it's 2 months ago?
Yeah.
When the officer returns to ask for a more specific location, John is quick to share exactly where he buried the body.
Where at in the backyard? What area?
Under the left window. Where the flower, the garden is. That's where he is.
Who is it?
Some older guy that he just met that day.
His claim that the victim was nothing more than a stranger will not be the first of his many lies today. Separating fact from fiction will be more than a challenge, given John's apparent state of intoxication.
So, why would you, like, obviously you're saying you killed somebody, so you're admitting the homicide and that he's here, which we could easily find out if we start digging up your yard. So, why would you withhold the guy's name?
Do you know the guy's name?
We would just kind of like to get a head start, seeing if we can find out if he's been reported missing or nobody even knows he's gone. That kind of stuff, you know?
Despite their repeated questions about the victim's identity, John appears hesitant to share any crucial details.
I don't think so.
Do you want me to go ahead and give him a call?
I don't think so. I think he was a piece of no one wants.
Can you tell us just so we can check?
Jasper. Jasper, that's all I know. That's all I know his name to be. And he was a black. That wasn't the reason.
Well, I'm not saying
That wasn't
trying to
but
figure
that
out
was
who he was.
that wasn't the reason.
Okay, yeah, nobody's saying it was.
Where's he from, do you know?
He said he was from Colorado. He said he was from Colorado.
He goes on to explain that he met Jasper through a neighbor and that he'd been living in his truck parked in John's driveway.
Where's his truck at now?
I have no idea.
Did you do something with it, or?
Officers may be hesitant to believe him, but as they discuss it amongst themselves, John finally speaks up. His answer and following confession make it clear that unearthing the truth will be harder than they imagined.
He was staying in his truck, and his truck was here in the driveway, but it got towed away by somebody, and basically, sounds like what he's saying is somebody got rid of it for him.
It's a lie. I'm sorry. I'm lying to you.
Okay.
What are you lying about? Everything?
I'm not lying about it. I'm lying about that.
But you're not lying about the homicide.
Everything else is true.
Okay. Where'd this all happen at then?
Right here.
Outside, inside?
Right here.
Where we're standing?
Right here where we're standing.
Okay. How many shots were fired? Do you know how many shots you fired? 3?
Let me see if I can check that out.
With little more to go on than a first name, a missing truck, and a less than truthful suspect, police search their database for clues. What they discover next may provide some much-needed answers. 2 months before officers arrived on the scene, this call was placed to 911.
I believe I heard a gunshot. I'm not 100% sure, but it was way too different to be a firework. And then there was 2. They were about, I want to say, 2 minutes apart.
Any idea where they might have been coming from? What direction?
Yeah, it was really close. I believe, honestly, it was next door to me.
Fortunately, the neighbor in question is home. As it turns out, her boyfriend was with her at the time of the incident, and he begins to describe the disturbing details of what he witnessed.
Yo, they were just like, right. He just did it. He just did it out in the front. He just did it out in the front of his house, just with the people watching.
Well, me and her brother were over there playing GTA. Like one.
Yo. He said, yo, we were playing GTA and we thought it was the game, but like it wasn't.
2 in the morning.
Okay.
We heard a boom. Like, I asked him, "Do you hear the noise? Was that you?" And he literally opened his door again, point it. I'm not saying gun because I'm not 100% sure, but point whatever down, boom.
If he
Dang.
was shooting a gun, he would have shot it inside the truck.
Yeah, like right on, like right in the floorboard. You want to be honest, it would look like at least.
All that the officers need to know now is the location of the handgun. Unfortunately, the answers they get are far from what they want to hear.
How did you kill this person?
With a Russian knife.
A handgun? And you still have this handgun?
Somebody broke in and stole. Somebody broke into my house, and somebody broke into my house since then. And they stole it.
Bruh. That's wild. That's wild that like these guys have to sit here and like try to get this story out of a guy who's like standing there with his eyes closed and slumped over drinking a beer.
Sure, pat him down. We're gonna
He's like, bro, I gotta touch him.
check. Just make sure you don't have your weapons on you, okay?
Do you have any weapons on you?
No.
No guns, no knives or anything? How much have you had to drink today?
About 2.5 of these.
You got probation or anything?
I am.
As officers struggle to get the answers they need from the intoxicated suspect, help arrives in the form of 2 detectives who are determined to uncover the truth. While the first prepares to question John in his driveway, the other heads to the back where the body supposedly lies buried.
He says this is where he buried the body in here. There's the shovel. He says it's not very deep either.
Looks like he even went and got topsoil or something and put it on.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. But
Could have bought it.
Yeah, that's true too. He says not very deep, but
I think he had intentions with the gas cans.
don't know. He's sometimes he is very forthcoming and then he won't. So, but see how it's like that in some bricks. There's 2 boards. He just threw together like whatever he had.
That's just weeds in there.
Yeah, that's what.
You didn't plant anything.
Nope, it's just some grass and some. Alrighty.
While one detective can only speculate, unable to disturb the shallow dirt without the help of a crime scene unit, the other works to uncover what could have driven Jonathan to commit such a grave act. What he claims is more shocking than anyone could have imagined.
Can you just take me from the top of what's going on while we're here today? Tell me in your own terms.
In my own way.
Yep.
He was in.
Okay. How did you know?
I had just met.
Where'd you meet him at?
I don't want to give those names.
Okay. What happens?
Okay, so I lost my job.
When did you lose your job?
I'm thinking about 3 months ago.
Okay. So you lost your job. Somehow you and this, what's his name?
We got into it because he was a random person.
Yeah.
That I met.
Okay.
He asked me.
While the police have redacted this part of the footage, John's initial call to 911 may shed some light on what was redacted.
He was a bad man. He made comments to me. He made comments to me about my son.
About the man wanted to do that, or was accusing you of doing that?
No, well, that because he wanted to.
Gotcha. How old's your son?
He's 8.
It's important to note the truth of the matter has not been verified, and the statements made by John only reflect his opinion on what happened. This disturbing accusation may be difficult to prove, but an unsettling discovery will later shed some light on this subject. For now, the detective will work to get as many details as possible from John.
I met the guy because we were trying to exchange business. Then I shot him.
You were in the house at that point.
I was out here. I was right here where we're standing. Right here. This is right here.
Okay.
So look below the neck.
Okay. That's the kid's study. That.
There's no chance I can grab one more.
No. Oh, yeah.
John now shows the detective where he buried the body, but his chilling actions as he stands over the makeshift grave will be difficult for officers to ignore.
I feel like I should be talking to a lawyer by now.
Okay.
Yeah, so you should probably have me in your cuffs.
Okay.
You're a homicide investigator. I'm telling you the truth.
Okay. Don, I gotta take this call just real quick. If you'll just stay here with Officer Gable for a minute, okay?
His name was Jasper.
Okay.
I'm not sure that was his real name.
Okay. But as far as you know, he's still laying in here. Buried a couple feet down, right?
He is.
Seemingly unnerved by John's silent stare, the officer attempts to get more information about the missing murder weapon.
But you don't have that gun anymore?
I don't. Somebody broke in that window. That window was easily acceptable.
Mm-hmm. Did you report that gun stolen? Did you call the police?
I called the police when an incident happened, and they knew I was, for a fact, in jail. And somebody...
Did you report the firearm stolen, though?
I did not.
Was it your firearm, registered to you, or...?
It was mine.
It was yours? Where'd you get it at?
I got it from a flea market.
Okay.
Just know on
go
the
back
St.
out
Gallen
front with
call
us?
that I spoke with 494
We'll go back out front so we don't have to stand out here. Right?
St. Gallen, as well as...
After putting out his cigarette in the dirt over the body buried just a few feet beneath the surface, John returns to the front of the house with the officers. When one officer thinks to ask what brought about his sudden desire to confess, his shocking revelation is not unexpected, as you'll soon learn.
Has the guilt of it been eating you up, or what made you decide to call us?
More like the evidence of it.
Okay.
You afraid?
He's like, I'm gonna get caught. Did anyone even call it in? Like, he wasn't even like a suspect or anything.
Afraid since you're not paying your rent that your landlord's gonna find him back there?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Shockingly, John's first call was not to 911. Knowing that he would soon be evicted, he opted to tell the one person he knew would eventually discover his jaw-dropping secret.
Okay, my name is Adam. I own a property. All I am is the owner. I'm not there right now, but the tenant just called me and said that he killed somebody there. Okay. He is there now. He is distraught. I told him that I was going to call you guys as soon as I got off the phone.
Yeah, he's actually on the phone with my partner right now.
I was just trying to keep the gentleman calm as I could keep him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm concerned for his well-being, and I told him, I said, I have to turn you in if you don't turn yourself in.
John revealed crucial details during his call to his landlord, as you'll hear later.
I don't know what to say. What's the news going to say now? The news is going to say I shot a black man because I was on meth. That's what the news is going to say.
Or
Okay, well that's new.
were you on meth that night? Did you say?
I was not.
Okay.
I absolutely was not.
Did you use any meth today?
No.
When was the last time you used meth?
Bro, this dude's still using mouth.
No, the last time usually is the last time you
I was dabbling. with it.
Okay, sure.
Oh, yeah. Dabbling. Okay.
I want to just run through this real quick to make sure I got it straight. Okay. About 2 months ago, we're talking, this is July, so we're thinking May, early May, late May. Black guy from Colorado named Jasper comes here. You guys are going to make a deal. He's seeking meth, or you're seeking meth. He makes.
I was not. I never tried meth at that time.
Okay, so he's seeking meth from you, right?
Or is he what was your business about?
We were mutually seeking money. I was seeking money to pay rent.
How were you going to get that money?
Plan was just to sell on Facebook. I had a 401k from the job I worked, and I was buying items, and I was intending to sell them. The reason that I met the guy was because I felt like I needed a mutual bond with somebody. Our agreement was that, and also I draw portraits.
Was there something involved between you two?
I'm sorry.
I just don't want to misunderstand. There's nothing between you two, right? You and Jasper? Or was there arrangement for that?
There was not.
Okay.
There was his misunderstanding that there would be.
Okay.
He was a gay man.
Okay. Did you ever correspond with this guy on the internet or anything?
No.
Once again, John reiterates his claim that Jasper made advances not toward him, but toward his 8-year-old child.
From what I understand here, there's going to be no proof or evidence of that.
Of him making the advances?
Right.
When one officer circles back to questions regarding the victim's missing truck, John quickly interrupts her to ask a startling question of his own.
For what color? Vehicle was even?
There's no chance I can buy myself more time with a drink.
No, well, can't let you have anything else. Can't let you get back in your house at this point.
I think I should just talk to an attorney.
Searching for clues, officers enter John's house but are quickly hit with yet another disturbing realization.
It smells like chemicals. Is he cooking meth?
Yo, no way.
I mean, if you smell in there,
is he cooking meth?
I don't know. Get out of there, Dana.
He might be cooking meth in here. That's going to complicate things.
Yeah, it's much stronger.
Yeah, I know. I could smell it when you guys pulled that back.
Unable to search the home, investigators hit a brick wall. Without a clear story, no murder weapon, and increasingly confusing answers as to the relationship between the two men, police have no choice but to arrest John and hope that the truth can be uncovered during interrogation.
You been drinking today?
Yes.
Okay, this is the first time I've talked to you, correct? You understand what I mean by that?
I should probably talk to a lawyer.
Okay. All right.
Now that the interrogation can't continue because John has asked for an attorney, investigators have no choice but to end the conversation before it begins. An officer soon returns to book him into the county jail, but shockingly, not for the crime which he earlier confessed.
We don't really know what's going on with the stuff you're confessing to, so for right now, you're just going to go to jail for a probation violation since you've been drinking. Okay, we're going to figure all this other stuff out, though. Okay?
Although John's intoxicated state left detectives unable to piece together the full story at the scene, crime scene investigators later succeeded in unearthing the body. The victim would later be identified as 33-year-old Jasper Brady. According to police reports, his body was discovered just beneath the flower bed, exactly where John confessed to burying him. He was found cocooned in several layers of trash bags, tarps, and plastic wrap, which were each sealed in duct tape. A later autopsy would confirm the cause of death as 2 gunshot wounds to the chest. Although his body was nearly beyond recognition, the autopsy report noted several details about his appearance. These observations, when compared to the video you're about to see, have spine-chilling similarities. At the time of his death, Jasper's hair was styled in a distinctive low bun. He donned a thin plaid scarf, wore 2 necklaces, and his fingernails were painted.
The heavyweight title of the world, you say? Is that all? Oh, break and show. I'm home. You know, I'll tell you something. It really sucks turning on my video camera when I do not have what I love in the background. What do I love, you ask? You know what? That is very nice of you asking. I can't find anyone that ever asks, nor care to ask. So thank you so much for asking. If you asked. If you did not ask, you're just another.
This video, uploaded on May 19, 2020, is the last video Jasper Braddy ever published. Once the house is deemed safe for investigators, they soon discover the trash bags used to wrap the body, a pair of blue rubber gloves, and the keys to Jasper's missing truck. The truck, which may have been the scene of the grisly crime, is still missing, along with the gun he used to commit the violent act. No secrets are safe in prison, and one inmate who shares a cell with John informs the investigators about the truck's and gun's location. Unfortunately, upon arriving at the location described by the inmate, the alleged garage where it was being held claimed to have never received a truck matching the vehicle's description. The truck and the gun are still missing. As for John's motive, he tells his landlord what ultimately pushed him over the edge.
You know, when my son was here, and he popped in and asked a question, and the guy asked me, he said, can we sell him? And that, you know, that just, it went under my head, you know, when he said it, and yeah, it upset you, John? Yeah. You know, there was a lot of other things on top of it, too. Right. And I understand that would be a hard thing. But, you know, but with him, you know. Yeah, sure. I mean, if I was thinking clearly, I wouldn't have done that.
A later investigation unveiled a disturbing series of Facebook posts that may lend credence to his claims that Jasper held a horrifying secret. In these posts, made only days after John's arrest, they claimed to have been assaulted by Jasper Braddy. They later contacted the police and made a chilling request.
Yeah, I have something to say about, you have a murder case you're working on. Jasper Braddy was killed a few days ago. I have something to say to your suspect. Tell him I said thank you for killing my.
You say,
tell your suspect, the guy who turned himself in for killing Jasper Braddy, that I said thank you for killing my.
While these details are mentioned in the case files, we've not been able to confirm any of these allegations against Jasper Braddy as facts. Jonathan Welsh has a long criminal
Those stories are wild.
history with multiple misdemeanor charges from 2006 up to 2022. These include theft, underage drinking, possession of substances, criminal trespassing, and child endangerment, among others. In the case of Jasper Braddy, Jonathan Welsh was charged with murder, tampering with evidence, and abuse of a corpse. He ultimately pleaded guilty to 1 count of murder, and on August 30th, 2022, 2 years after the incident, Jonathan was sentenced to an indefinite term of 15 years to life in prison. He's currently being held at the Richland Correctional Institution in Mansfield, Ohio, and will be eligible for parole on July 17th, 2035.
That's crazy. So Dubro like came down there thinking he was gonna get like he was gonna get some, and then like, but they were doing like drugs together. Maybe he was giving him stuff to cook. I don't know. That's crazy. Where'd my camera go? Alright. Put it in the stream? Oh. Okay, no, we're good. But are there two? Alright, now we're gonna watch 911 call leads to horrifying discovery in a shed by Midwest Safety.
I killed somebody a long time ago. Why? What happened? I don't know. I killed somebody a long time ago. Why? What happened? I don't know.
On May 1st, 2023 in New Mexico, officers received a call about a reported murder. Little did they know, they were about to meet up with the murderer himself.
What's going on, man? I just wanted to refer to murder that I did a long time ago. Okay, a long time ago? Yeah. Or today? A long time ago. What is that? I buried him in his house.
Where at?
On 5th Street.
What's the address?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, sir.
How'd you get over here? You walked?
Yeah. This is a long time ago, is what he's saying. I'm just tired of covering it up already.
You try to cover it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm tired of living with my wife, sir.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
This is him.
You doing okay? You're all sweaty. Did you run here? Or?
No, I drank.
Oh, you drank all that water right there?
No.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, go ahead. Would you show me where it's at?
What?
If I took you, would you be willing to show me where it's at?
Do I have to go there right now?
Well, that way we know where the house is. Okay. I'll let you finish your thing.
Let's go.
Okay. You don't want to finish it? You're good there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways.
All right, just hang on, okay? Relax. Just say name. Call 911.
I did.
You did? Yeah, we already got this.
This guy had a house.
We'll talk about this guy. Hang on here. So he's saying. Yeah, he's saying he killed somebody a long while ago and he buried the house, some house on 5th Street. That's what he's like. So I asked him if he's willing to show me where the house is. He's like, yeah, I'm willing to show you where the house is. So that's all we got right now. He doesn't know the address. A long time ago. I'm gonna take him up there.
What year?
Huh?
What year?
I haven't figured it out yet. What year was this at? You don't remember? Okay.
It's been so long.
It's been a long time. Okay, we're gonna go all the way around over here. Okay, my car's way over there, so we're gonna walk this way. Yep.
Thank you guys for coming.
Absolutely. Is it on East 5th or West 5th?
East 5th.
East side? Okay. Do you have anything on your person besides your switchers? Mind if I check you?
I don't give a
Okay. The phone? Okay. I'm just gonna hold on to these, okay? Have a seat for me, brother.
Hey, will you give that stuff back to,
that guy?
No, they belong to my sister. She lives right there down the street.
Okay.
I left the house.
Okay. All righty, we'll address it. Have a seat, okay? I'm gonna roll the window down for you. So what's gonna happen, okay? We're gonna go to the police department, okay? We're gonna find out some more information, okay? The detectives are gonna talk with you about more information with it, okay? And then we'll address it from there, okay? All right, so hang on, okay? You listen to any specific music or anything? Any music you want to listen to at all? Gospel? Okay.
Listen to Drake or what?
Yeah. You want to listen to Drake?
Yeah, I don't care.
All right.
He said gospel, but we can listen to Drake.
I'm sorry?
What's your name?
My name's Gio.
Gio?
Gio. Like,
Gio?
Yeah, like Giovanni?
Yeah, that's tight.
Yeah. That's my name, man. I'll talk with you a little bit more when we get there, okay? The detectives will talk with you even more than me. Just hang on, all right? I can, but because you're in the back of the car, I have to read you something for me to be speaking to you. It's all like legal nuances, kind of. So just hang on, let me get there, okay? And we'll talk a little bit, okay? Hold on.
Hey, I'm too stressed out, dude.
All good. Hold on. Let me get there, okay? And we'll talk. Hold on.
I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah. At the stage, at the border.
Stand up for me, man.
It hurts, dude.
What hurts?
My handcuffs.
Okay, we're gonna get them off here right now. We're gonna go this way. Just stand right here and face this wall real quick. Which arm is hurting?
Whole body, bro.
Your whole body?
Yeah, I took a bunch of blood pressure pills and everything.
You took some or you take some?
I took some.
Okay.
And I drank. I shouldn't have drank.
Okay, have a seat. Hold on.
But I didn't know how to confess to him.
Okay, have a seat real quick.
Alright.
Now, when you say you took all that stuff, when was this? A little bit ago? When you took the pills and the alcohol?
Yeah, I needed my pills.
When was this that you took them? Was it earlier this morning?
Yeah, and I went and drank some alcohol.
Okay.
Because I wanted to confess.
How many blood pressure pills did you take?
I did 4.
How many did you take?
All 4 of them.
Okay. Are you thirsty at all, like water?
Yeah, sure, please.
All right, let me go get you a cup, okay? Hang on. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do, okay? I'm gonna unhandcuff you from here, okay? And then I'm gonna put them in the front, okay? And then I'm gonna let you carry your water and we're gonna take the detectives because they're gonna talk with you more, okay? Now we're gonna do them in the front.
Cool.
Yep, like that, yep.
Alright. Thank you.
And that way I'll let you be able to hold your water. Okay.
Hey, bless yourself, man.
Absolutely.
Praise you, Jesus Christ.
You wanna grab your water right here?
Hey, or all I did for everything was nothing.
Okay. We're gonna go up these stairs that are right here, so if you just, yeah.
Thank you guys for picking me up so quick.
Absolutely.
I was tripping out, dude. Oh man, I'm weak.
Weak?
Yeah, I'm gonna climb the stairs.
Huh? Which room do you want?
What's up?
Left or right room?
Yeah, that's good.
Alright, we're just gonna go straight ahead, okay? Just have a seat in that chair in the corner right there. This one. The other one. That one. Alright. Hang on, they're gonna be with you right now. Hold on.
After detectives speak with the suspect to get some basic information from him and Mirandize him, it's now time for the suspect to lead them to where he buried the body.
I just gotta do something real quick with those handcuffs. You're fine. Relax. You want your water?
Yeah, please.
Go ahead, you grab it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Can I smoke that? Hey, it's my last.
We'll do it over there, okay?
Oh, wait.
But I
Alright.
can't do it in my cop car. So grab your water.
Oh, you don't have a lighter, huh?
I have lighter in my cop car though.
Alright, cool.
Grab your water.
Hey, just my last cigarette and that's it.
Alrighty. I got you. You can bring it with you if you want it. Alrighty. We're gonna go down to the right and down the stairs again, okay?
Okay.
We're gonna go on this side, okay? Go have a seat. Alright.
Right here. Next house.
This white one?
This white one here?
Yeah. I buried him in that side place right here. This side little door right here.
Uh-huh.
I buried him right there.
Okay.
Like in the little building?
Yes, sir. Why didn't anybody smell it? Does it belong to me?
I'm sorry?
Why didn't they smell his body in there?
I don't know. Hang on, okay? Saying pretty much all the way back is where you buried him.
Inside the shed?
Yeah, this has a little shed
Inside
thing.
of it?
What are you saying?
After obtaining a warrant for the property, detectives search for the body.
I said just a few inches, right? You said shoe.
Yep, I think it is. There's the, like, I think it's the boot, and that's the bottom sole of it.
Yep. Grab it and pull and see if a foot falls out.
Okay.
This is getting very scientific.
7 years or more ago, I'm not going to lose anything.
Okay, boot.
That's
Oh, check that. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Switch wire.
Yep. 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 Okay. Well, let's get out.
Now that it's confirmed that the suspect was telling the truth, a detective begins a one-on-one interrogation with him.
First.
You like onions? I got them without because I hate onions. I know how some people are. You either hate them or you love them. Have you been here for a little while at the police department? Mm-hmm. Is that good? Is the hamburger good? It's McDonald's, but it is what it is, right? So they already read you your Miranda rights. You're aware of all that stuff. Yeah. I'm gonna let you know again, okay? It's something that we have to do. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say cannot be used against you in the court of law. Do you understand all that? Okay. What time did you call the police department?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me what happened, man.
I killed somebody a long time ago.
Okay. Why? What happened?
I don't know, sir.
I've been told his name is Bill, but it's really William, right?
I don't know.
You were living with him at the time? Okay. Back then, you guys had some kind of issue. Was it about a wallet? No? Do you remember what happened? Why?
I just remember I just needed to confess. That was it.
Okay. How did you do it? Do you not remember or you just don't want to say it?
I just don't want to talk anymore.
Okay. Well, it's off your shoulders now, man.
Thank you for the prayer.
You're welcome. You're welcome, no problem. You know, I wasn't around back then, 2009. So, you know, my own curiosity is, you know, I want to know. And, you know, I can read the reports from back then, and that's why I said the wallet thing, because that's what we were told. I know he was an older guy, and I know that you were living with him, right? You guys were roommates. He owned the place, right?
I don't know.
But he allowed you to stay there, like you were kind of renting. Did you pay him money to live there, or?
I don't remember.
He just, okay, but you guys were living together. All right. What happened, man?
I don't know.
Do I look familiar to you? No? You look real familiar to me. I feel like we've talked before. Maybe I've just seen you around town. Did you use a gun?
I don't remember.
Okay. Well, how about this? Why don't you tell me why you decided to come forward?
Because my heart hurts.
It's been eating at you for a while?
Yeah.
I know this is probably a big hard decision you had to make. You've been thinking about it for a while?
Every day.
Yeah, I've never been in that position, but I can imagine how hard that decision was to step up and...
At least nobody doesn't have to worry anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine his family. You know, he was an older guy, but, you know, his family never knew what happened. And that's kind of where I stand, because I want to be able to tell them, you know, what happened.
Tell them that he was a good man and I should have did what I did. You know?
Okay. Yeah, it was his son is the one that reported it to us back then about not being able to get a hold of his dad.
Why didn't anybody say anything after that? Why didn't everybody just let it slide?
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Okay. The cops talked to you back then, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Give me little details, Tony. What happened?
Do I have to speak or what?
No, you don't have to, man. I'm just talking to you. You don't have to tell me anything. You don't. You don't. I just want to know the story. I'm sure the family wants to know the story. You know, things...
He was always good to me, and I took his life for no reason. And I don't have an excuse.
What did you
A lot of people have an excuse. I don't have one.
What did you use to kill him?
I don't remember.
Do you remember if it was some type of weapon or your hands?
I don't remember. All I know is that I buried him and I shouldn't have.
One of the officers told me that you had said it was some type of sharp object. Maybe like a knife or a screwdriver or something.
I don't remember.
Okay. And again, you don't have to talk to me, but please don't lie, because there's no reason to lie anymore, right?
I killed him with a screwdriver.
Okay.
I was about to say maybe he doesn't. Maybe he just like blocked it out of his mind completely, and then he's like, "No, I killed him with a screwdriver. I remember."
And is
Yo, Keith.
that screwdriver around anywhere?
No.
Okay. Because it's been, I mean, I know it's been a long time.
Yeah.
You got family in town here?
Yeah. That's why I wanted to confess, for they don't, you know, nothing happens to them. It was my fault for my sin, you know. Nobody else should suffer except this.
Your parents still around?
No.
No. Okay.
He's like,
so no
I would be too, though. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna be the best meal I get for a minute.
reason. All right. So I kind of went back there and looked at it. There's some cross members on the floor. Were those there when you put them in there?
No.
Okay, so it was just an open space at the time?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
It was in what?
Like cross members. You know, like if you were to pull up the floor, there's like joists, like braces.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm talking about? Like that go diagonal that the floor sits on. Those weren't there?
I don't remember.
Okay. Did you have to dismember his body to get him in there, or did you just put him in there whole?
I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
See,
Anyways, I already confessed, man.
no, well, see, I need to know this information because I'm going to go and dig him up, right? And
I thought they
if
already
it's,
dug him up.
no. We went over there and looked at it. We haven't even got started yet.
Are they going to take me to jail?
It's a process. I don't know, man. I don't know. We have to talk to the district attorney's office.
So I'm be stuck here all night or what?
No, not all night. No, but we got to talk to the DAs. They're the ones that ultimately make the decision. But those cross members, you know, like there would be no way to put him in the ground without dismembering him. That's just my curiosity is what I'm facing. Okay. All right. Is there anything that you think I should know that you want to tell me before I take off?
Everybody knows everything already.
Okay. All right. I'll come back in a little bit, Tony, and let you know what's going to happen, okay?
Okay.
All right. I hope these were decent.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
This suspect's name is Tony Peralta, a 37-year-old man from Roswell, New Mexico. He confessed to the murder of William Bill Blodgett, who had been reported missing ever since December 2008. Peralta was a tenant in Blodgett's home and was accused of theft, which led to an eviction attempt on Peralta. While Peralta has never outright stated that the eviction was why he killed Blodgett, it is the widely presumed major motive behind the murder. After his confession, Peralta was charged with first-degree murder. Oddly enough, he pleaded not guilty through his public defender, Ray Conley, even after confessing and stating his persistent guilt over the years. However, he later changed his plea to guilty for second-degree murder. This progression from an initial not guilty plea to a subsequent guilty plea for a lesser charge is not uncommon in legal proceedings, especially when plea agreements are involved. As a result of his guilty plea to second-degree murder, he was sentenced to 15 years in prison, followed by 2 years of parole. He is currently serving his sentence and will be released in May of 2038 when he is 52 years old.
And this is going to sound real stupid coming from a man who's locked up in prison. But for the first time in my life, I'm free.
If you need to confess to committing an unsolved crime, call Crime Stoppers at 713-222-TIPS.
You have a friend who murdered an old man. One day I'll write him a letter. You looked up his name one day after not talking to him for a long time, found a news story about him with a ring camera. You're being for real? That's wild. Heck no. You said maybe I'll write him. Hell no. How's it going? I see you were in jail. I saw the news article. You're famous.
Two suspects.
Reality TV star attacks police backstage.
Two suspects are charged with felony battery on law enforcement
by Midwest Safety.
First, reality television star and actress Joseline Hernandez is kicked out of a VIP suite at a boxing event.
Now you going. I got a hand. I got a hand. I got a hand. I got here.
The backstory to this arrest is very
These are my favorite because it's like it's just someone no one dies. It's just kind of like people getting angry.
Chaotic, stemming from a boxing match between Floyd Mayweather and John Gotti III. This fight was ultimately called off in the 6th round due to unsportsmanlike conduct, and things spiraled out of control from there, with large-scale fights breaking out. But the fighting went beyond Floyd Mayweather and John Gotti III that night, as TV personality and rapper Joseline Hernandez got into a fight with another rapper, Big Lex. Joseline Hernandez had been booked to perform at the boxing event earlier in the night.
Damn, she's just slapping everyone. She just got her hand. She's just slapping. She's slap.
And can be seen backstage during the fight. It is unclear what prompted Joseline Hernandez to start a boxing match of her own that night, but
this is slap boxing.
Security was nowhere to be found during the altercation until police eventually showed up, where things continued to descend into chaos.
Hey, y'all gonna kill me? I got it. Y'all want to kill me, don't y'all? Y'all want to kill me? You. I got you. Relax. You ass. You gay. You gay. If you kill me, you all gonna die.
Nobody wants to hurt you.
If you kill me, Cracker, you're going down first.
Nobody wants to hurt you.
Cracker,
I'm not a
Cracker,
cracker.
you're going down first.
I'm not a
Cracker,
cracker.
you're going down first, Cracker.
All right.
Oh my mother.
All right, get her up. Get her up.
Toditos se van a morir.
Get her up.
Toditos ustedes se van a morir. Toditos se van a morir. Toditos y tú vas a ser el primero.
Come on, let's go. We're gonna ride forward now.
Hey, let's go.
Let's go.
To the right. To the right. To the right.
Garage.
I always say this was like all you had to do was not do something. It's like all she had to do was not slap people.
Yo. Let go. Y'all going down first. All the
Yo, she was mad. Yes, yeah. This person is a little bit madder than most of the people. She's mad. She's just like, y'all gonna die. Y'all gonna die.
Go. And your cracker boy tell you what to do. You should be ashamed of yourself. You they saved your mother. They saved your mother. They thought you.
She said, okay, I'm gonna go limp.
Yeah. We're gonna get more charges. Stop resisting. Stop kicking. Stop. Hey! Let go of me. Cut it out. Stop. Cut it out. Hey! Let go of me right now. Hey! You look at me. Yes, you let go of me. You tell them to let go of me right now. Yes! The ball's like a person. Hey! Stop kicking. Stop kicking. Stop kicking. Look at me.
Please, please put her in the rap. Please put her in the rap. Please put her in the rap.
I gave you the chance. No. Hey, go.
That's it. Done. She got the option. We're done. Let's go. Hey. Go. Just get her up and go. I got it. Don't worry about it. Go. Go.
Let go. Your mama. Let go. Right now.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. They just carried her through that whole building. That's so funny. Oh, man.
Heads up. Oh, that was fun.
Alright, so definitely 30. Bat Leo.
Multiple times. We'll figure that out in a minute.
Despite being famous and having a successful career in music and television, Hernandez learns that she is not above the law. Joseline was charged with battery, trespassing, and resisting officer with violence. Court records indicate she pleaded non-contest as part of a plea deal and was sentenced to probation. As of the time of publication, her probation has been terminated due to early completion of the requirements.
So I got a call about you being an adult.
Basically, she didn't get anything. She good.
Dumpster, bro.
But I'd be more embarrassed about the video than anything, especially if I was famous. Like,
Yeah. Are you in a dumpster?
I don't know, it's in a dark place, I guess.
what? Wait, is this switched? Why were you in a dumpster? He said I was in a dark place. I went dumpster diving. What?
A dark place?
Yeah.
Why'd you come to Florida?
Visit a friend.
All right. You have anything on you that's going to get you in any kind of trouble or anything like that? All right. Put your hands behind your head. You're not in any trouble right now. We're just going to detain you for a minute, man. I want to figure out what's really going on here, okay?
Okay.
You're not making a whole lot of sense.
I might need to go to the hospital.
Why do you think you would need to go to the hospital? Besides walking around barefoot at 2 in the morning.
Yeah, my head hurts.
Your head hurts?
Yeah.
He's like, I did drugs.
You tell another officer that you fell off a motorcycle? Why are you acting so weird?
I'm sorry.
Did you do anything wrong?
No.
Okay, so why are you being weird with us? I'm gonna check your fingerprints. If you're lying to us, we're gonna find out. So is that your name?
Yeah.
What's the pause?
I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be funny if he was genuinely just like weird. He said, is that your name? Yeah. What's the pause? I don't know. I just forgot for a minute. I was thinking about something else.
Send him up and bring him up. Right. Okay.
Ow. Okay, kind of hurt. Is that his blood?
Don't move your fingers. Now he's like curling his fingers. What are you doing? Loosen your fingers up. Stop curling them. Hey!
Oh, he tried to run.
You're gonna get this by dog.
That worked out real good. Now you're going to jail.
Don't do that. I see you're gonna go to the hospital. So now there's something you're hiding. 100%.
Keep him here.
Yeah, I got you.
You're gonna get.
And he's like
That's
curling
weird.
his fingers so that we can't get it. Do not move your finger. Do you understand?
Ow. Ow. Yeah. Oh, she's like, nah, I'm about to like pressure point you.
Stop moving your finger. I need the whole like.
It's gonna hurt. Keep doing it. I'm gonna keep doing it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, sir.
No, you're gonna be sorry if you try to run again. Because the next time you listen to me, the next time you try to go, you're gonna get the dog. Do you understand? I'm not doing this anymore. I'm too old for this. I'm not doing this.
Yeah. Just bring your car real quick.
If you would have just told us your real name,
So now we have.
we wouldn't have to go through any of this.
Yeah. Why'd you try to run?
I don't know.
What'd you take today?
A lot of PVC.
Stop moving.
Come on, dude.
What'd I tell you?
Why are you doing this? Put him in the John Doe screen. Hey, dude, listen to me. Don't do this. Don't flex. Stay down. What are you doing, dude?
You're not listening to directions?
You're not listening. Now you need to listen. Listen to me. The next time you try to run, dude, you spit on me, spit on me again, and I'm gonna spray you. You understand?
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna pump you full of spray.
Fight it. Oh,
I'm sorry.
spit on me, you're gonna get punched, alright?
Yo, this dude's like, it's like he's calm for like a second, and then the next second he's like, I'm spitting on you. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. Now I'm gonna kick you. I'm sorry.
I'm too high, please.
Well, good. Stand up and get in the car. We'll help you.
Oh, okay. I'll stand up. Let me in the car.
Get in the car.
You're searched, right?
No.
That's how you get your ass kicked in the morning.
Yeah. No. That's all it is.
Because you're the one that called,
I
right?
can show you the videos.
Perfect. I was just.
That was just the most bizarre ass thing. Some young man had been here around 9 a.m. in the back. History, I have a little video camera back there. When it rings more than once in the middle of the night,
Yeah.
you know there's something bizarre.
Is he inside the trash can right
Yeah.
now? Hiding inside the trash can.
Yeah, he was, and this is me
Yo, he was hiding inside the trash can.
finding him, and he's got a nice tattoo on the back, which is at the end.
What did he say?
He didn't say anything, but then when I talked to him, he was asking for food. Then he was just, but it was like he didn't understand English, or
Is there
I
any way you
didn't
can
try Spanish, huh?
export that video and send
Yeah.
it to me?
Which one do you want? We
The
can
one of him
send-
going into the trash and the one of you finding him in the trash.
Yeah, it was just a
Yeah, definitely too much PCP. Dude, bro he must he must have smoked an ungodly amount.
most bizarre thing, I'm telling you.
And aside from him asking for food, did he say anything else?
He's been walking around for how long? Since 9 a.m. that morning? So he's just been tripping balls all day?
That's it. Okay, so I can send it to you. See there?
Next time, just call us. We'll open the trash for you.
Yeah, no, I
Don't
called,
risk
but
it.
Next time, call us. We'll open the trash for you.
it was like, I have no idea. But it's not every day you have somebody in your trash can.
He said, I'll go talk to him. I'll make sure he's okay. And then he asked for food.
Hey, I'm gonna take you out. You try spitting on me, try doing anything, I will f you up. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna split you down your face. Let's go. Come here. Take a seat here.
Stop it.
What I tell you?
Don't even try it.
Why is he still trying to run? You're in a police station. Where you gonna go? He just high as fuck.
Where would you go with handcuffs, dude? Like, think about it.
That's medical, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you got a room for them?
Is he a med clearance or a banker? Med clearance.
I got an open gate and audible alarm going off.
What are you doing?
Oh, they were the hospital. Oh.
Stop moving. How are you gonna tell me you're not moving?
Yeah, this dude's he's still just stupid high. Like tripping balls.
Stop it! Stop it! I will spray you. What are you doing?
No, there's not one.
Stop moving the handcuffs. What are you doing with the bracelet?
What do you mean?
He's kicking the door now. 815 is trying to remove his cuffs. He has a coin, and he's trying to take the cuffs off, and he's kicking the door. So put gloves on. He's bleeding. We're gonna have to take the cuffs off and put them back on because he has a coin in it. I don't know where he got it from. This guy, every time we've opened the car, he's tried to run. Now I think he got something from like his necklace and is putting it in the handcuffs, and I don't know if he undid them or not. No, I'm done with him. It's just, well, we put him in the hospital, and now I think he got something, and I saw him putting something in the handcuffs. He tried to run from us.
Oh, okay.
I just want to make sure there's nothing in the handcuffs.
I think he's like tripping so hard that he thinks he has like superhuman powers and he's gonna be able to like break out. Like in his mind, he's like, I'm gonna like break out and be super secretive.
There's something under him.
Let me see.
Where's the coin?
Right there.
Yeah, see?
What are you doing, man?
They're also working
So what are you doing?
for someone trying to press the
about?
gate.
You try to run from me?
Make sure he doesn't run.
Felipe was charged with battery on an officer, loitering or prowling, resisting without violence, and possession of handcuff key in custody. He is innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law.
Hey everyone, I'm John and I appreciate you for watching. Now sometimes as a cop you have to act fast. There's literally no time for talking or thinking. It's pure instincts and training. And I've been involved in many situations when I had to wrestle someone to the ground due to them going after someone else or an officer. And after the dust did settle, sometimes I would think to myself, man, that happened fast. So today guys, in our first case, as soon as we get a view of the body camera, we see a woman in a VIP suite in Florida going right after an officer. And she wastes no time getting herself into trouble, throwing a cell phone in the officer's direction. But for her efforts, she was quickly taken down and then gets handcuffed. And while she was being transported to the police vehicle, I seriously lost count of how many charges she'll probably receive. But I'm sure it was more than a few, because she kicked, resisted, and hurled insults at these officers for no reason. And I might be mistaken, but I believe this woman is a reality personality. Now this second case is a strange one because police respond to a call about a male being in a dumpster. And when they locate the male, he's shirtless and sitting on the ground. And he tells the officers that he's hungry and in a dark place. Now, one of the officers at this time does advise the male that she's going to check his fingerprints to find out his identity because he is behaving suspiciously. Now, mobile fingerprinting devices enable officers in the field to obtain fingerprints of persons and check them against state and federal fingerprint databases in under 1 minute. So this is a great tool for officers. And then while this male is getting fingerprinted, he makes a failed attempt to escape and has to be restrained. And then we learn that he actually was in a woman's trash can. Now, these officers did deal with this male as professionally as they could because he did try to spit on one officer and he also tried to get out of his handcuffs, but he was transported safely. But as a final thought, I recently spoke to a friend of mine and he asked me if I see a difference in policing. And to be honest, I do think things have changed. And I do believe that responding to these calls has become more difficult for the men and women in uniform because there's a serious lack of respect. But as a society, we need to take a hard look as to why this is happening. Because in the end, the community needs the police and the police need the community. That's all I have. Remember to be safe and I'll see you guys in the next one.
There's like an infinite amount of these videos. It's amazing. Okay. I need to delete that. So many. How good? Let me finish this. Two. All right, now we're going to be watching Brady Karen thinks she's above the law by Midwest Safety.
Different hotels attempt to kick. After multiple different hotels attempt to kick a woman off their property. After multiple different hotels attempt to kick a woman off their property, she hides in one of the hotel's maintenance areas. Officers
That's wild. Why?
are called to get her and her vehicle off the property. However, she's about to create way more problems than officers anticipated.
Do you stay here?
Stay wherever I want. Who are you? You need to address yourself.
What's your car, that Mustang?
Yeah. Why? Is there a problem?
The problem is...
Is she just like chilling in the maintenance area for real? Like not even like staying there?
What happened over there?
The problem is she's a winch because she's ugly.
Okay, well I can't even talk to you because you won't let me talk. They're gonna...
Because she's full of shit.
Okay, they're gonna tow your car. They're gonna tow your car. That's all you need to know. They're gonna tow your car. Okay, because it needs to get out of there. They're gonna tow your car.
Then I'll move it. What's
Okay,
the fucking deal?
so move it.
You don't have to be an asshole because some...
You're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. You're not listening to me.
I am.
So go ahead and move it.
No, you could have said, could you move your car, please?
I'm
It's
trying
not
to
my
talk to
problem
you.
that people
I'm
shit
trying to talk to you.
I left $20 in the fucking man of a homeless fucking hand.
Relax.
I left $20 in the man in a homeless man's hand. Good job.
I left fucking $20. That bitch ain't shit. She's a piece of fucking crap.
That's fine.
She don't have any empathy, can't even say who she is, tell you what your number is. Nobody tells people who their room number is when they're alone.
I
And you're a
understand.
girl.
Okay.
And human trafficking go on. I work for the government. That's bullshit.
Okay.
You guys, whatever.
Okay.
I'll get in my car in a few minutes. I had to calm down. I can't drive when I'm mad.
All right, sounds good.
Jesus.
All right, so once you move it, that's fine.
I'm mad at her. I'm not mad at you.
Okay, got you. Just make sure you move it.
Reports indicate this woman now hopped a fence and pulled her white Mustang convertible into a nearby BP gas station, hitting the parking bumper. A second officer now arrives and helps the original officer confront her after her erratic behavior.
Listen to what he's telling you to do. First of all, you need to get out of the car. You have no right to touch me. What's your issue?
He's telling you to get out of the car.
Why are you guys manhandling?
You gotta relax.
But why are you manhandling?
Because you're tensing up
Well,
and
then read
pulling
me
away
my
from
rights.
him.
What's your
Relax.
issue? You haven't read me my
You're not
rights.
He doesn't need
Well,
to
then
read
let
you
me
your
go,
rights.
please.
You're not under arrest. Relax.
I'm trying to get a damn drink.
Relax.
Relax.
Let me go.
Stop resisting.
Dude, are you serious? What is your issue?
Stop tensing up.
No. You don't have to arrest me unless you read my rights. I work for the
You're not
government.
under
I
arrest.
know my... Well, then let me go.
Nobody's
Not under any Baker Act,
nobody's
dude.
asking you
I'm
anything.
I like how like there's so many like similarities in the videos. And there's like a lot of videos the people just like they have their hands behind their back like getting cuffed and they're always going, let me go, just let me go, please, come on, just let me go, and they never get let go. It's like, no, you're not getting let go.
God, my car's blown up and I'm stuck here and now you guys aren't helping.
Stop
My
tensing up
mechanic's
on him.
on his way.
What is-
I asked for permission.
what
The
is
car
your
can
name?
stay for 30 minutes.
What is your name?
I'm not driving.
What is your name?
Melody, let go of
Melody,
me. My
relax.
wrist is
No,
spraying.
relax.
And this is what I see on
Stop
videos.
turning-
People like you.
Stop
Relax.
turning
Relax.
around and tensing up.
No, because you
Okay?
haven't read me your rights.
If he's
I've done
told you
nothing
you're-
wrong.
listen,
I'm staying at this
If
hotel.
he's told you you're placed under a Baker Act,
Sir,
okay, we have the right to
listen.
detain you for the purpose of effecting
I have
that
not
Baker
done
Act.
anything.
Okay.
Being Baker acted means someone has been involuntarily committed to a mental health facility. Police officers are able to initiate a Baker Act if they believe someone is exhibiting this type of
I was
behavior.
still nice.
You're not being placed under
And
arrest right now,
well, then
but
let
he
me
is
go,
detaining you.
please.
You're
Can
not,
you
you're
just
not
be a
under
real
arrest.
person?
You're not under arrest.
Well, what's your issue?
You're gonna be
Testosterone?
Baker acted. That's what's gonna
For
happen.
what?
Which means he's going to detain you in
For
handcuffs
what?
right now.
Relax.
Stop.
Let me know
Relax.
for what?
You're
You know how many people
Listen,
it takes
I'll
to Baker Act someone?
I'll speak to
Melody.
you after.
No, why can't
Melody,
you tell me not like
listen.
a person?
Listen.
You're not.
You are being
humans.
Baker-acted. You
For
are not
what?
being arrested. If you do not stop
For
tensing
what?
up, stop. If you do
For
not
what?
stop tensing up,
Get your finger out of my face.
you will be arrested for resisting.
For what?
Okay? Do you,
you
want
haven't
to go
read
to
me
jail
my
after?
rights. You said I'm not being charged for anything.
Okay.
So what
but
am
you're
I being
currently
Baker-acted because I
resisting.
wanted to get a drink
He's giving you
or
a
check out of the
lawful order.
hotel?
She's gonna go. Relax.
What
Relax.
is your issue, dude?
Relax, or we're gonna take you to the
You're
ground.
really letting a girl have her way because I was checking out and I was at the pool. My car's broke down.
We don't want to do this.
What is the issue then? You're gonna break my elbow.
No one's
Stop.
gonna break anything.
You said I'm not under arrest. What's
Okay.
the fucking issue?
Handcuffs don't mean you're under arrest.
You
but
need
you
multiple
are being
people to Baker-act someone. I know
you
the
do
law.
not.
Yes, you do. What the is your issue? Really? For what am I being arrested?
You're not being arrested. You're being Baker-acted.
For what?
And you're being detained
For
in
what?
handcuffs.
For what? How
He'll
many
explain
people
that
does
to you
it
in a
take?
minute once he's
I
not
know. I
up.
worked for the fucking government.
That's fine.
Higher above you guys.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so what am I being detained for?
He just told you. You're being
And how
placed
many
under a
people
Baker
does it
Act.
take to Baker-act an adult?
One.
No, it does not.
For law enforcement? Yes,
No,
it
it does not.
Can I fix
For
this cuff
what?
so it doesn't
I'm not even
ride up on your
driving. You
arm?
asked me to move my car. I moved my car. For what?
Can I fix this cuff for
No,
you?
not. You can tell me. For, what am I being arrested?
You're not
being
arrested.
So what am I being Baker-acted? Because the fact
you
I
meet
wanted
criteria.
to.
That's why.
For what?
For a Baker Act.
I'm trying to fix these
What are you
handcuffs
talking
for
about?
Let him fix the
I
cuffs
had
for
a
you.
drink. I'm not even driving.
I'm trying to
And
fix
I
these
would never
handcuffs
drive
for you.
drinking. My car's broke down.
I'm trying to fix these
I
handcuffs
have money. I'll pay for another room.
Can I
I've never
please fix these
bothered
handcuffs?
anyone.
Can I please fix these
For
handcuffs?
what?
So they're not riding up on your arm like they are right now.
Sir, seriously,
I don't want
are
these
you a
cuffs
boy?
to cut you.
Seriously?
I'm trying to help you out.
My boyfriend stayed with me and he left me. I was trying to fix my
Listen,
car.
let me-
What is your
Hold these
reason
down.
for trying to Baker-act me?
He'll explain that once you stop resisting.
No, that's not the point.
Okay,
You have
it
to
is
tell
the
me
point.
before and read me my rights.
No one has to read your rights.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. Everybody's like, "You didn't read me. You're right." It doesn't matter.
Driven.
Okay,
I haven't done anything wrong.
You're wanting us to
I was
read you
at the
your
pool.
rights.
A girl got mad that I was past half an hour, and I came out here.
Okay.
What are you Baker-acting me for?
He can explain that to you.
For what? And you're hurting me.
Okay, well, you keep tensing up.
Well, yeah. Fuck. I have my daughter's therapy dog there. You think you're just gonna? For what? You haven't
Have a seat in
explained
the car.
anything.
Have a seat. We'll talk to you.
No, you haven't talked to me at all. Will you turn the air on, honey?
Yes, absolutely.
He's gonna put the air on for you.
For what? Are you Baker-acting me?
All right, there's all the way up. Kick your feet in. Hey, kick your feet
We're just gonna put the air on for you. For what?
in
Go
for me.
anywhere. I didn't do anything. I didn't hurt anyone.
I turn the air up for
What's
you.
your problem?
You need to listen to what we're telling you to do. Does
I
not.
know the law. If you know the law so well.
Are you going to put your legs in, or am I going to have
And
to
do
pull
you,
you
if you
into
guys
this
know
car?
the law so well, why am I in trouble? Tell me. Oh, you're just a prick like everyone else who wants to put.
Okay. I didn't even get a chance to read the call notes.
I don't even know. Okay.
We'll talk to you in just a minute, ma'am.
So she was here. I guess calls in the 22.
Okay.
They said they want to 42 her. So I
Okay.
said okay. She hopped the fence, went to La Quinta. She was kind of hiding in one of their maintenance rooms.
Okay.
I was talking to her. She got on my face, started yelling.
Okay.
She wasn't like balling up or anything, but
Okay.
she was heading that way. So I came over here to give her the 42. She has her car right here. I tell her, okay, leave your car because they're gonna tow it. She like floored it, almost slammed into my car, and then flew right here.
Okay.
And she crashed into the bumper there.
Okay.
And then that's when she got out. She goes in there to ask him like, hey, can my car stay here or whatever. Then at that point, I was like, okay, I need to put her under a 229 or I smell the alcohol in her breath.
Yeah, I can smell the alcohol on her breath.
So-
I'd definitely go more towards Marchmack than a Baker, unless she made any comments that she was going to hurt herself or hurt anybody else.
I'm a nurse, and that's my daughter's therapy dog. She has seizures.
Okay,
So
I
you
was
might
ju-
want to call
I-
her grandmother.
Okay, I was
and
just
tell
about
her,
to ask you who I
even
can
though
get
don't
for the
know what
dogs. I have to
is
call
the
animal
issue because
control.
I didn't even drive. But you guys, I don't understand what the hell you guys are doing. You don't even tell people what you're doing.
So here's
That's
the thing.
a problem.
Here's the thing.
I worked for the government. You guys are sad. You guys really break my heart. I had a horrible heartbreaking day. My car broke down. My guy left, and now I had to move my car is 6 feet, and I did, and I'm in trouble. So, good for you guys. Let's get going.
Would you like me to explain what's going on?
You guys don't want to. That's your
Okay, no, we wanted to get you secure to make sure you weren't going to hurt yourself or somebody
Of
else
course I'm not.
before we sat there and tried
Why
to
would I
explain
hurt
it.
someone?
This-
I asked for a drink,
Okay.
and 30 minutes from my car, he said no. I said fine.
Here's
I'll
the
drive
problem.
my car to the next parking lot. I told your officer, I'll drive my car to the next parking lot. That's not a reason to be Baker-acted.
Here's
because
the
my
problem.
car's broke
Stop.
down, I have to move it from my hotel room. Are you serious? I know people that are out of their mind.
When the supervisor gets
They're
here
out of their
and you
mind.
complain that we haven't told you what's going
Sir,
on, I'm
you
going to play this video for him of you talking over me every time I try to talk to you and let you know what's going on.
It's like they're not even there. It's like they. It's like she put them on mute. Like she can't hear them at all.
What I do wrong? Not.
You'd almost be better off doing disorderly intoxication. Yeah. I'll 10-15 her for that. But she keeps asking, you know, what she did, this and that. I was trying to ask her about the dog, who we could give the dog to, and she just keeps talking over me. Yeah, I literally can't get a word out. Oh, you didn't tell me what I did. And I'm like, every time I'm trying to tell you what you did or what's going on, you scream and you yell over me. I can't get a word out. Is Sarge still?
Oh wait, I have to stop it for a second. Okay, so I got a lamp, and we're gonna use that lamp on agility because agility sucks. Okay.
Coming here? Okay. So here's the couple concerns that we have.
I didn't do anything wrong.
If you want me to explain something to you, stop talking over me.
I didn't finish my.
It's just still talking, bro. I'm getting annoyed.
I have not done anything wrong. What's the problem? Where's the dog? That's her therapy.
The dog is in the car.
And?
I was trying to get the number from you.
Threatening me. You're just too busy threatening me.
How did I threaten
about
you?
Your supervisor not being here. And I've been in this car for 26 minutes, and you guys didn't tell me anything.
No, you have not been in the car for 26 minutes.
There's no reason for me to even be in here.
So our original.
She got mad because
what is the phone number for the person who needs to get the dog?
Do you understand?
What is the phone number for the person who needs to get the dog? So the other officer got a call about.
Oh my god.
Wanting you trespassed, okay, for whatever went.
Fine, whatever, but she's not nice.
Will you let me finish explaining my side to you, please?
But you guys didn't give me a chance to explain.
Okay, I just gave you several opportunities to explain. So my understanding is he.
He's like, I can't. He's like, I can't. I gotta get out. I gotta get out. I can't. I can't do it. Oh my gosh. Oh.
My patience is wearing very, very thin with you.
Yeah, mine too. Will you please come? I have a child, dude, and I don't know what the f I'm in the car for. Can you please come back? I'll listen.
I'm going to stand right here and I'm going to explain it to you. Oh. So when he tried to come and speak with you, okay?
How you threaten me with your supervisor and I don't understand? You guys.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. She said, I'll listen, and immediately starts talking.
Didn't explain. Okay. How am I going to understand?
We're going to wait for the supervisor to get here. He can explain it to you.
You shouldn't be saying that.
I'm not
you should explain. You're smart enough to explain yourself.
I'm not going to talk over you.
You never explained anything. I begged you. At my...
Oh my god.
Car.
This is now the third time I've tried to explain it, and you were talking over me.
I said, come back in and let me.
So we're gonna wait for Tom to get here because I can't get a word out with her.
It's like a freaking cartoon character. This is wild.
I got her in my car.
The sergeant arrives, and officers speak with him off camera. After their conversation, the sergeant takes his leave, and the officer tries yet again to explain the situation to the suspect.
So I'll have you stand here with me. Because every time I tried to do this, she just talks right over me. Oh, you can't bake right. You need 3 adults. I didn't do anything. I just want a root beer. You're going to end up being placed under arrest for disorderly intoxication.
I'm not intoxicated, dude. Are you serious?
We could both smell the alcohol on your breath.
I woke up at 9 a.m. and I had 1 drink and I've been here. The checkout was at 12 and at 12:20 I was at the pool. She asked me to leave and I left.
Okay, it's 3:45 and we could both smell the alcohol on your breath.
And it's 1 drink. Ask
at 9 a.m. You had 1 drink at 9 a.m. and your breath still smells like alcohol.
My mother's a fucking preacher.
Okay, that's irrelevant.
Issue, dude?
That's irrelevant. My issue is...
You're still sitting here waiting for your supervisor. I've been in here for 30 minutes.
No, the supervisor...
You can't tell me what I even did wrong.
The supervisor came and went.
I didn't drive. I didn't do anything. All I did, the lady was being a bitch.
If you don't tell me where your daughter's at, we're calling animal control for the dog, and I don't want to do that.
Tried to buy a drink, and then when he said I couldn't leave my car here, I
Okay.
turned him down. I've been here a lot of times.
Unfortunately, you've been talking over me this entire time, so I'm not able to fully explain to you why.
Well, you never
all right?
explained why
All I'm
anything.
required
You should
to
be
do.
reading my rights.
Okay. I'm
But
not
I don't
asking you any.
understand.
I'm not asking you any incriminating questions.
I'm
not asking you
still read my
anything.
rights when I'm under arrest. There's nothing. I didn't do
Incorrect.
anything wrong.
Incorrect.
All I asked you over and over is what I did wrong to be detained.
Okay. And I can't
I'm
tell you
trying to get my
because you're
car
still
fixed.
talking over me. All right.
Well, I'm upset.
Okay.
You're a normal citizen, right? Me too.
Awesome looking policeman.
Appreciate it.
You're handsome. Wow. He wants a picture with the police officer.
Oh, absolutely. I might have some badge stickers in the car, too.
After being nice enough to take some pictures with the little boy and giving him some badge stickers, the officers are given bags of clothing from the nearby hotels that allegedly belong to the suspect. The officer then becomes concerned for the suspect's dog.
Let's get her out of my car and into yours, and I'm going to put the dog in my car with the AC on.
Dumpster, bitch. Why'd you just put trash bags in my car?
Those are bags of clothing that they found.
They're not mine. Don't put trash in my car. What the hell's wrong?
God. Calm, please.
with you? That's not my shit. I walked over there for 3 seconds, and you guys, he walked up right when I got there. Don't put trash in my car. You're stealing a hotel's car and putting in my... What the f*** is wrong with you?
It's women's clothing.
And I don't give a f***. I'm a size 1.
Relax. You need to relax.
You don't put trash in my car.
We
Where's
thought it
your
was-
supervisor?
we thought it was your
It's been an
belongings.
hour. Well, it's not. So get it the f*** out.
Okay, so we'll put it back in the
Get
dumpster.
it out of my car.
Sit in the car.
You're a thief. You just
We'll
stole
put it back.
trash
We'll put
from
it back.
someone's dumpster and put it in my car?
Here, have a seat.
What the f*** is wrong with you? I'm not a dumpster, bitch. I rented a hotel here. I've been here for an hour.
Okay. You've been here for an hour sitting in the AC, not letting me talk to you.
Give me a break. You just broke the law.
Last time I helped you out with anything. Yeah. Good Lord. Let me go put all that stuff back in the dumpster since she thinks we're dumping trash in her car. Well, if it is hers, it's going back in the dumpster, so.
3631.
All right, come on.
229 PD. College Road Southwest 30th Street. College Road Southwest 30th Street. Over at Dan. He's on maximum show.
Aw. Yo, how did that dog become like so well behaved and nice? The dog just hopped up in there and was like, okay, I'm just gonna chill in here.
There you go. Here's some water. Want some water?
Don't even read people their rights. That's illegal right there. So you're already f***ed. I don't even know what the f*** I'm arrested for. I just finished my drink and walked outside, so I can't be arrested for public intoxication. Because I haven't been in public. It's the world. You don't even have to be black to be disrespected. You f***ing disrespect the whites. Karma's a bitch, dude. God's a judge, and I didn't do anything wrong, and you're wasting your time, and you want to manhandle me, so. Recording.
You gonna behave for me? Are you gonna cooperate for me?
Oh, sure, darling. I mean, I'm a preacher's daughter, but yeah, I'm the stabbing type. Give me a f***ing break. Give me a f***ing break, dude. You know what I did? I bought a drink at the gas station and didn't mistreat anyone. You want to manhandle girls, and you're going to pay for it. My lawyer will make sure of it. Quit f***ing grabbing me.
Relax.
You didn't relax at all, did you? You didn't even tell me, oh, wait, you didn't read my rights because you're not a real
Relax.
cop.
Here.
You didn't read my
Here,
rights.
stand against the wall over here.
Okay.
Disorderly intoxication. Why do I always get the fun people, man? Why do I always get the fun people? Gosh.
Hey guys, John here. We have an exhilarating call today. Now, police deal with multiple trespassing calls in a day. And of course, some are simple and some go in a direction that nobody saw coming. And this call took a hard left into chaos, if you ask me, because this woman has already been kicked out. So as police approach and engage, they already probably know she's not going quietly. And of all places, officers are conversing with her in a maintenance area. Now, I do get it. She stated she's upset over a car issue and an argument that she had with hotel staff. But I have dealt with this before. She's becoming more defiant, she's causing more disorder, and she's also delaying the inevitable. Because the person who actually rented the room, the boyfriend, has already left. So unless she rents another room, she does have to go. And something I believe that people don't understand is police have to respond to many calls in one shift. We respond, we assess, fast to the best of our ability so we can resolve. And police cannot be there for an hour for this type of call. Now, this is when the incident gets worse for her and police because she then gets into an accident. And this possibly can create another set of report numbers because of her actions. And one of the craziest things that can happen in police work is when one incident turns into several incidents. And we see here that police were going to Baker Act this woman, but decided against it. And it is named after a former Florida State Representative, Maxine Baker. Now in Philly, this is called a 302, and a voluntary committal is called a 201. And all states do have involuntary commitment laws outlining the process for connecting someone in crisis. But the specifics of these laws do vary by state. But lastly, guys, it does depend on what the officer observes when deciding to Baker Act or arrest someone. Now in Philly, a person can be examined once they get into the jail after arrested if they of course exhibit self-harming behavior. And from my experience, many times it's family who call the police to transport a person after they've done the paperwork for someone who's having a mental health crisis. And it was rare for me to commit someone, but I have done it before. And in the end, in my opinion, she didn't need a psych evaluation. She needed to take accountability. But when alcohol is possibly involved, that tends to happen later.
Melody was charged with disorderly intoxication, totaling a bond of $2,000. She is innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law.
Bye. That's crazy. Just kept talking and talking. I'll be right back. I'm going to restart the stream real quick.